If you enjoy our original content, please consider becoming a supporter on Anchor so that we can continue to bring you laughs every week.
The following program may contain immature situations, themes, and is intended for an adult audience. The opinions expressed here do not necessarily reflect the views of everyone else working on the show. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, welcome to the Danny McDermott Show. Holy shit, we have 5 people. That's huge. How you doing, Kevin?
Unprecedented. It's up to 6 now, Danny.
It's up to it just went up. It went up.
It's like
we're gonna be
It's like the stock market. Every little tick up is a delightful new high.
It's like Bitcoin. You don't know what's gonna happen.
or why.
Right. I got so many people like trying to get me to do Bitcoin now. It's like, it's crazy. So Cinco de Mayo, happy Cinco de Mayo, or the 5th day of May. It's a holiday that celebrates the date of the Mexican Army's May 5th, 1862 victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War, right? Now, this day falls on Wednesday, May 5th in 2021. It's also known as the Battle of Puebla Day. So that's the photo right there. That's a famous painting of the battle. Or as the Irish call it, Mexican St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
Sure it is. Daniel Patrick McDermott, you think I don't know the freaking... You think I don't know the Mexican St. Patrick's Day is Cinco de Mayo?
One day a year, we put down our Guinness and we pick up some Corona.
Right? We are the 2 most Irish people, by the way, you and me.
Yeah, there are people in Ireland who like, keep that Irish bastard out of this country.
Right? You know what's funny about this? This is a bigger holiday in America than it is in Mexico. White people celebrate and get plowed with no knowledge, connection, or even understanding what Cinco de Mayo means in English. It means the 5th of May, by the way.
It's not 5 containers of Hellmann's.
Right? This is a typical like night right here. They have no idea what it means. They're like, Cinco de Mayo, it's Mexican, and we want to drink. You would think, and now here's the thing about Cinco de Mayo. There's a lot of other national holidays that are on this same day. You would think that people would be careful which other national holidays they pick to be on the same day. But nope. Every one of these holidays also on Cinco de Mayo is sure to lead to disaster. For example, National Day to Prevent Teen and Unplanned Pregnancy.
Yeah.
You picked today to be that day? Really? Cinco de Mayo? Are you serious right now? I mean, it's the worst day for it. Or you know what? Maybe it's the best. You're like, okay, this is the day we need to stop you. Right? What the hell was that?
Something is done in the microwave. Probably the fajitas are done in the microwave.
The fajitas.
It's festive.
Also, it's also National Astronaut Day, which is, just what we want. SpaceX guys drinking Tang and tequila, driving a Tesla into satellites. They're like, "Hey, I can drive." They fucking knock out half of like Netflix influence on the world. I don't know. It's also National Deaf Interpreter Day. Come on. On Cinco de Mayo, they celebrate it with many interpreters slurring their hands. It's also Silence the Shame Day. Okay, a day that lends itself to alcohol consumption in my circles. This is called Saturday. Not only do we have a reason to drink, but the walk of shame is just a walk.
I like it.
There you go. See how proud she is. She doesn't care. There's no shame.
She's right.
It's also International Roller Derby Day, which, let's be honest, that shouldn't be affected at all. They're drunk and they're rollering.
It's true. It's like hockey with more fighting and less goal scoring.
Right? Do they have a goal? I don't even know.
I think they got to pass each other and stop.
They
each
go
other.
around in a circle. That's all I know, and they beat the shit out of each other. I don't know any more about it. It's also African World Heritage Day, and there are over 54 countries in Africa that we need to pair with alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're giving up 53 days of drinking here. This is just poor planning.
That's a fact.
You know, they could use every one of these countries and have their own separate one so we could drink 53 more days out of the year. But you know what? Whatever. It's also National Bike to School Day. Yes. Let's have children ride their bikes to school when all of the amateur drinkers are driving. And let's be honest, many of the teenagers are biking drunk. So it's just the worst.
If that would have been a holiday and Cinco de Mayo was a holiday that was big when I was in high school, I would have strapped a cooler to the front of my bike and sold those motorists Coronas on my way to and from.
I could see you doing that, Kevin. I really could. I imagine a little Kevin that looks exactly like you with a little like a big thing on the. All right, let's not go there. International Day of the Midwife. So my son was born through a midwife, not through the midwife. She helped. He didn't go out of my way through the midwife.
It sounds like he was like he was born in a tornado. You know how like a tree goes through a building?
No, my son was born with a midwife, 9 pounds 15 ounces, and no epidural.
Ouch!
Isn't that crazy? My wife said it was difficult, but I didn't notice. I didn't notice it. I was, it was the same for me. I mean, I think Midwife Day should actually be 9 months after Cinco de Mayo because it makes more sense, doesn't it? I call my bartender Top Wife because he's really the best. My beer never reaches the middle. It's never breach. It's always okay. Let's.
Everybody loves the bartender.
Right. Now we got a we didn't switch this around, but that's fine. So we got a great show tonight. I'm very excited. We've got an Emmy Award winner and an Emmy nominated guest. It's just a fucking amazing show tonight. I'm very happy about it. Let's bring on our first guest for tonight. I'm very excited to have her on the show. We were talking to her in the pre-show, and wow, that print is small in the banner. She's a storyteller, producer, creator, and Emmy winner for the Best Children's TV Series. She has toured with and managed Tenacious D. Oh my God, that's awesome! And she manages her own production company, Silver Comet Productions. Let's welcome Genevieve LeDoux. How do I pronounce that, Genevieve? I'm sorry, your last name. How do I pronounce that? LeDoux. I'm
I
sorry.
think
That was
up until today. It was probably LeDoux.
Yeah, no, you say it like this. Genevieve LeDoux, like that. It is LeDoux or LeDoux.
Okay. See, I'm an idiot. We should have talked about the pronunciation before the show. This is totally my fault.
No, and miss out on that moment.
It's all good.
Oh my God. So, any parents out there know all the stuff that you've worked on. Hasbro Studios' My Little Pony, which drove me nuts, but I'm sure kids loved it.
I came onto the show when they were trying at Hasbro. They'd started a studio and they were trying to bring back all the 80s shows, right? So Transformers, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, but redo them and make them modern. And
okay. So this wasn't the original.
New one. Yeah, I'm not that old, Dad.
I don't know.
No, I was a kid when the first one was around. So, but yeah, so they brought in a really amazing person called Lauren Faust, and she created this whole world for My Little Pony, and it became this huge thing. That was the whole bronies phenomenon. Do you remember that? Where all these grown men were into it, and
what?
Yeah.
Was this in San Francisco?
No, everywhere. No, I remember at Comic-Con, there's these grown men walking around, with unicorn outfits and, but that was kind of when I first started getting into kids TV. And it was like this new studio had launched and they were making all these shows. And I met all these cool people and I had all these mentors. And then that was the beginning of the climb to where I am now.
How did you get into that?
It was a cool story, actually. My sister was a nanny to the VP of animation at Warner Brothers.
Oh, wow.
And I kept telling my sister, I have this really cool idea for a show. Can I please pitch it to your boss? And she's like, no. And then
she's like, you're my nanny. No.
Yeah. But then eventually, I got to know her boss and everything. And so she actually set up an official meeting at Warner Brothers. And I came in and pitched it. And that's when I was hanging out with Tenacious D a lot. And it was a Tenacious D spinoff show for their band. They have a spinoff band called Trainwreck. And so I pitched the show and she goes, I'm sorry, we can't pick up the show, but would you like to work for me?
Okay.
And I said, all right. And I was the vice president of an interior design firm. And I went back and said, peace. I was working for my dad. It was actually a really hard thing to leave, but he was very supportive. My parents were like, it's your dream to make kids TV, so go. And yeah.
That's amazing.
That's a great story.
Now, you also had, let's see, Friendship is Magic and Wilbrain's Yo Gabba Gabba.
So yeah, you're literally pointing like an artist to say shows. Yeah. So I went from working at Hasbro with all those Hasbro shows to working at Wild Brain, which did a lot of kid shows, like one of them being Yo Gabba Gabba, which was a live action preschool show. And it became another show that got into like the zeitgeist of this is cool. And every celebrity was on the show and they were at Coachella and it was just one of those shows that it was fate that it landed into the universe when it did. And
I feel like South Park kind of made fun of that. Am I wrong? I remember an episode.
They made fun of everything. Like nothing is safe. They made fun of me.
That's when you know you've arrived.
Right. Looking at the picture, though, I remember they had a children's show on South Park where one of the characters decided to be like Britney Spears and become an adult and be sexual and all that kind of stuff. Was that based on?
They were making fun of, I think, Miley Cyrus, right?
Right, but they were also making fun of a children's show, and the character
could have been. I wouldn't be surprised because
it really looked like that picture. Honestly, the character.
It probably was. Now I have to watch it. It probably was. Yeah.
Now, I love the next one I'm going to talk about is Baby Einstein. I love Baby Einstein because my son, when he was a baby, oh my God, it was such a relief for me to put him in front of Baby Einstein and be able to breathe and have time to like, you know, relax. And he would just like, stare at it.
So you're not the only parent, because I'll tell you that. So it was created by a parent, a woman in her basement, many, many, many years ago.
In her basement?
Yeah, in her basement. It was just like this, you know, amazing story of this lady who created basically, you know, these images and little musical songs and, you know, and put together these VHS tapes, essentially is what they were. And it grew and grew and grew. And then she sold it to Disney for millions and millions. And then she sold it again, or Disney sold it to Kids 2, which is out in Atlanta. And then that's when I got involved. So I had nothing to do with the baby crack that was every parent, you know, able to take a shower was basically what it was. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Us from having to
honestly, go ahead, Kevin.
I said it's kept us from having to microdose the children.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it gave a lot of people 10 minutes. It's just
yeah. No, but I mean, I didn't feel guilty about it because I actually did feel like it was actually for a child that was that young. It was spatial relationships. It was all kinds of cool stuff that. Yeah. I didn't feel like it was like Teletubbies. I felt like somebody was on shrooms when they did that. Well, because
isn't it funny though? Don't you find it so funny? So they got in a lot of hot water because you know, they were saying that this makes your kids smarter, right? Like if you if your babies watch this for, you know, 2 hours a day or whatever. And then all these people got involved, and there was an article, cover story on Time magazine, like, does television actually promote learning and retention and all these things? And all these pediatricians said no. And isn't it funny now, like, that was like they were in hot water because people were letting their babies watch this stuff for an hour, you know, and now kids are literally consuming content like they cannot get enough.
Yeah.
You know, they'll watch 10 hours if you let them, you know.
I know people who put a tablet above the baby's crib.
No. Oh man.
With they don't even get a real mobile anymore. They have a virtual mobile that goes around. They just hang the tablet over the baby.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's like not even, they like never see the parents. Their face comes on. It's just like,
right.
Love you. Bye-bye.
They leave visual voicemails for the baby.
That's great. Your parents are stars now, not parents.
Right.
Like, hey, I've seen you on TV in the crib.
My mom's an influencer. She like, you know, yeah.
Did you have a favorite like childhood character or show?
100% Pee Wee Herman.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Pee Wee's Playhouse is who I am today. I mean, it says so much about who I am. And I still find that like the Pee Wee Herman movies, it's just like the new one on Netflix, even though he was in the 60s. Did you watch it on Netflix, the new Pee Wee movie?
No, I didn't.
It's actually really funny. And like, I don't know. I'm like,
well, he's like, look at I'm going to be 100% honest. The guy's a great actor. He's really a good talent. He's that unfortunate movie theater incident.
Yeah.
Apparently a bird in the hand is a felony in Massachusetts.
Right. But I mean, it was so dumb. It's like when you go to a buffet, you eat food. And when you go to, I mean, it's just.
That's where Einstein did all his science in a porno theater.
Right? Even Einstein did it. Come on, let's be honest. Thank God they don't show that on Baby Einstein. Anyway.
Right.
So now this next show, I personally don't know the show. My son was probably too old by then. Tumbleleaf. Tell me about this.
I knew you were going to say that because
you won an Emmy. You won an Emmy for that.
People either absolutely can't get enough and love Tumbleleaf with all their heart, or they've never seen it. That's what I say. Because if you've seen it, you love it with all your heart. And it's pure. It's easy to listen to. It's not, hitting you over the head. The music is sweet. The characters are sweet. And it also is a physical sciences show. So you're learning about, how things work and move. But
what ages are we talking about?
preschool. So 2 to 4, right in that 3 is like the sweet spot, I'd say, for that show. But I mean, I've seen 5 and 6-year-olds enjoying it as well. I think there's
so you're saying Kevin would like it.
I love it already. I learned 2/3 of my historical facts through Bugs Bunny. So this is just the next step in my evolution.
Okay.
I love Looney Tunes. Anyway,
I think you would. Are you a fan of stop motion animation at all? I mean, is it?
Yeah, I was. Isn't that like what they did with Davy and Goliath and right back when?
It's been around since like the early 1900s. It's just like, grown up, and like Ray Harryhausen, it was the, Jason and the Argonauts and like Clash of the Titans. So that was like,
yep.
Right. So it's, and
Medusa.
Right. And the original King Kong was stop motion. I mean, it's been around forever, but it's just become this cinematic thing now where it's seamless. They found this way to do this motion blur thing where it used to be kind of, jointed.
Yeah.
Now it's, I mean, you watch the show, you would not know it's stop motion. That's what people say all the time. Like, is that CG? I'm like, no, those are puppets. And it would take all day for these animators to do about 20 seconds of, time for the show.
Right. So because every little movement they had to, yeah.
It's painstakingly amazing. I mean, that's why these SCAD kids pay big money to go to these schools, because it's a skill. It's amazing. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Now you're a voiceover person too.
I fell into that. They needed me to do a test voice for a cartoon. And they said, we need the animators to voice to animate too. And then when it came time to test the voices, the kids just happened to pick me. All the kids were like, we like that one. They're like, but wait, that wasn't one of the. So no, and then they said, we think you are the best fit for this character. And I ended up doing that for like 5 years.
Kids pick what they like. They really do, and that's kind of cool, in my opinion, that they picked you, because I've been an actor, comedian forever, whatever, but kids have always gravitated toward me, even before I was a father. I remember I was on the subway and I was going to a comedy gig, and I had my speaker there because I was bringing the speaker and the microphone. And these kids, there's like a huge group of kids with 2 counselors, right? And they come on the thing, and they're all, they must have been like 3, 4. No, they must have been like 4, 5, 6 years old, somewhere around there, where they're still really innocent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, after like 5 minutes on the subway, one of them's sitting on my lap, the other one's standing next to me with this on my shoulder like this, talking to me and shit. And the counselor's like, who is this guy? And I'm like, I'm joking around with the kids, because I love kids. And I'm joking around, and the stop came up, and it goes bing, bing. And the counselors are trying to get the kids off. And 2 of the kids were like, can we stay with him? I'm like, no. I was terrified. I was like, no, don't say that. Go with the counselors. Go.
Well, it's funny because I mean, until I had my own kids, I wasn't hanging out with a lot of kids, but then I think the reason kids are the same way with me, and I think it's when you're young at heart, they just sense it. And when you're not judgmental, and you're just kind of, they sense that you're not judging them or trying to tell them what to do or who to be or how to be, and you're on their level. When I talk to kids, I'm like, hey, we're on the same level. I'm not better than you. I'm not smarter than you. You might know more than me. I don't know. They sense that in adults, I think. They know.
Yeah, I think they do. I think
they get enough of that already, right? It's like,
yeah. Like I was never a stuffy adult. I never grew up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me either. And that's. But isn't that the secret to I think the secret to living a long life? I'm a 10-year-old boy, essentially. Like, and it's funny because I've gone out for voiceover auditions for like the cool chick or something, and I'm all ready with and I always leave the 10-year-old boy somehow, and I'm like, how did that happen? But it's
I can see it. Just talking to you before the show and stuff. You're totally cool, totally chill. Like if I was a 4-year-old, I'd want to hang out with you for sure.
She accepted the name change like a champion. I'll say that.
I'm so sorry for that. I'm never gonna.
No, that was like the best I've heard. I've heard LeDoux, LeDoux.
You should have warned me.
I love that.
It's your name. You know people mispronounce it. You should have warned me. I was like, I didn't even think about it. And then I looked at it. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know how to pronounce this. LeDoux. I was like,
you should have signed it. Isn't it National Deaf Interpreter Day?
Right?
No, it's also Cinco de Mayo, so no.
There you go. I blame it on Cinco de Mayo. That's it. It's Cinco de Mayo. That's why I screwed it up. That's it.
Well, you should do your own kid show, Danny.
You know what? I thought about it a lot, especially lately. I mean, in the past, I was a dramatic actor on stage and stuff, and I still want to, do, and I am doing it. I'm doing the acting, but I want to do some really dramatic film roles. But
so do I. I mean, but hey, I think while it's like life is happening while you're making other plans or whatever. It's like,
yeah.
I have scripts that I want to do this, kind of sci-fi horror thing, and I want to, there's all these things I want to do. But I think what's really great about kids' content is you're actually making a real impact. I mean.
Absolutely. You know what? And I love kids, and I'd be happy to do it. So, if I get the opportunity, I definitely will do it.
You just convinced me. I am going to do a TV show called You Can't Bullshit a 10-year-old. And I'm going to give them life advice. Like, when your crew gets acid, let your friends take it the first night. If nobody dies, dive right in.
That's a funny show. That's a great show idea, actually.
It is.
Yeah, you try to.
When you turn 15, get the vasectomy. Trust me.
It's
right? Because I don't believe in bullshitting a kid. I don't. You could not answer, but if you answer and you're bullshitting a kid, your credibility never returns. So you got to tell the truth.
Well, it's funny. Okay, you first, Danny, because I think we're going to say the same thing.
I was just going to say, no, it's a great idea because it's going to teach kids not to be fooled. I think it's actually a funny idea. The only thing I'd be worried about is at the young age, have them be embarrassed by being fooled.
Right.
You know what I mean? That would be the only thing I'd be worried about. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm totally agreeing with you. I think what's interesting about what you said is I'm kind of wrestling with that right now with kids, right? Because they're very discerning now, and they really don't want anything at a certain age, right? When they hit about 5, if it smells educational or baby or trying to be cool, they want nothing to do with it. These kids today are extremely, they've been exposed to a lot. They've seen a lot. I mean, look at the world we're living in, and they don't want a bunch of crap. They don't, they can see right through it. That's why they're watching YouTube as opposed, that YouTube is the fastest growing content creator on the planet. I mean,
TikTok actually.
Well, for 5 to 8-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, my son is like about to turn 7 and he's watching TikTok. So I was like, wait, what was that? Not quite ready for that yet.
Right.
But, TikTok's amazing. But it's these short snippets, right? It's like short form content, whereas YouTube, you can do longer form content. And I'm seeing that what kids love about TikTok and YouTube, both of them, is they can watch 5 seconds and go, no, I'm not done. And they can really, it's like, think about it on YouTube, right? You're going like this and they watch it for 5 seconds and they're like, not for me. And they've become so discerning about their tastes, their interests, what's dumb, what this smells cheesy. They don't want it.
I'm actually participating in a beta, and I think it's available to anybody. There's nothing special about my being involved on YouTube, which are YouTube Shorts, and that's Kevin Fitz Comedy. What you see is my actual address on there, and you have 15 seconds to do a video.
The whole thing. 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
I'm just gonna look.
That's it.
I want to say something about like the amount of time it takes, you to have sex with my ex, but it's
I can do it. It's called like name that orgasm. I can have that orgasm in 3 seconds.
I'm not saying my ex-wife. I'm saying my ex-girlfriend. By the way,
okay. Let's make that.
No, my ex-wife. My ex-wife is an amazing woman.
It'd take you 20, 25 seconds easy.
Oh, this is really heading south quickly.
We digress. Digress. What am I
Right?
saying?
Isn't that funny how
deep.
we jump from children's shows to sex? Okay, that's my fault.
I have
music
one
for kids.
For you. Really quick, one funny story for you. You're gonna love this. I was working at WildBrain, and I was taking pitches. I was in development, so people would come and pitch to me and my coworker, right? And my coworker says, "Oh, this guy, he's been around forever. He's like an amazing writer, and you really got to take this pitch. It's going to be great." And he comes in, and I'm like, "Wow, he's significantly older than I thought." And he told me that he worked on Happy Days, right? And I'm like, "How cool is that?" So I kind of put it out of my mind. We got chatting, and he's pitching the show, and it's really bad. I mean, it's just so bad. And he's trying to sell it, and he's trying every way to explain these things and going, down the line of why this should be made, And I just say it, and I don't know why to say why I said it, because I don't ever say this, but I go, well, I think this idea has kind of jumped the shark, right? What he's trying to say. And he pauses.
That's great.
And he looks at me, and he goes like this, and he looks like, and I'm like, oh, I really hurt this guy, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, are you okay? And he goes, I wrote that episode. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Where Fonzie's on the shark and jumps over on.
Oh no!
That literally created the phrase "jump the shark." He killed his career.
Hysterical. Well,
I remember watching that and being so disappointed. It was like the worst thing
you've ever seen.
It was horrible.
And this is what I say in this meeting, and this is the guy that wrote the episode.
That's fantastic.
I'm just like,
wow.
That is great. Well,
I'll never forget the look on his face.
His ideas didn't improve in all that time. He had all those years to be warned that your ideas are not that good, guy.
No, this time it was like a bunny jumps. It was like.
It's literally the cliche for "you suck now."
Yeah, you actually said it jumped the shark. That idea.
Yeah,
that's great.
Everything he was pitching was like really hack and like had been done, and I just said that, and I was just like, oh.
That is hysterical.
I always wanted to ask him why they never sprung for an extra actor, like at the high school events. Why Al or Arnold would be announcing shit at a high school? That doesn't make any damn sense.
No.
I never understood that.
It doesn't.
Just pay another guy. There's a ton of actors in Hollywood. Pick one.
You could just grab one off of Hollywood Boulevard.
That was probably his idea too.
Yeah, probably.
So let's talk about music for kids.
That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm most excited about. And I've had a lot of experience with music in the past and got to work on a lot of shows that, of course, music is a big part of kids shows, right? If the good ones. My co-conspirator, co-songwriter, composer person, I said, we got to do this kids album. And he has young kids, and he was like, no. He's like a rock star, like kind of person, and just amazing. And he's toured on with 9 Inch Nails and Manson and just this cool guy. And I'm like, we got to do a kids record. And then COVID happened. And he's like, hey, about that kids record?
Oh my God.
So it was literally just him and I in, quarantine writing these kids songs. And it was the best experience. I mean, what we realized, we kind of cracked it when we said, why are kids songs so dumb and annoying when my kids like, the Beatles and Imagine Dragons and, why can't we do that, but just make it not be kid friendly, So we actually set out to make a record that's like really good music, but about video games and dragons and, and that's what we did. And I'm super stoked about it. My kids like it, so that test is passed, but it's going to be launching on June 21st. And we created kind of a whole universe around this music.
So wait, it's launching when now?
June 21st.
Where can
June
people buy
21st?
It's called Star Forest, and it's going to be on pretty much any streaming platform, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify.
I heard Spotify pays the best. So people watching, buy it on Spotify. So Genevieve
LeDoux
LeDoux makes the most money.
LeDoux.
I'm just trying a new name. You know what I'm saying?
LeDoux.
But
LeDoux.
the thing is, and the funny thing is, actually, you guys, it's not going to be. Okay, so my maiden name is Demars. Okay, Demars.
Okay.
Demars. And when I was a kid, they would go, Genevieve Demars is from Mars. And it I was like, I got LeDoux, and I'm like, oh, it goes with Genevieve. Nobody's going to make fun of it. And now
look.
I don't mean to start anything.
No.
It was an accident.
I deserve it.
No, really. I should have spoken with you before. I mean, most of the people that, we get the name and it's a simple name. And I looked at it and I realized I looked at your whole bio, but I didn't look at your last name. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't plan on.
It's funny because when we talked before, you called me Genevieve or whatever. And it was like, we didn't think about it because you just called me Genevieve. And then you're like, I have to actually officially.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because I know Genevieve. I can say that.
On a lot of other shows, they could edit that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, not ours. We're live.
No, we're live, and no, we're known for our quirks.
That's what makes you.
So what? Let's talk about pandemic parenting.
Yeah.
How is that?
I mean,
now, how old are your kids?
4 and 5. 4 and 6. They're both about to age up. It's about to be 5 and 7.
And so, they have to be with a mask. And we never had to be when we were 4 or 5.
Well,
4 or 6.
They didn't go to school back. They didn't go back to school. So you want to talk about pandemic parenting? Yeah.
Oh, right. So you got to homeschool them.
6-year-old's home. 4-year-old is at a preschool, but they're not making the 4-year-olds wear the masks, thankfully, because it's actually just a mess. I mean, it's worse. So yeah, they just kind of gave up on that. But yeah, no, they're resilient kids. For some reason, it's like I remember when the mask thing first started, right? We went to the Chattahoochee Nature Preserve, and we're out in the open, right? And we're wearing these things. There's no one around, and all of a sudden, there's this family coming towards us, and they're not wearing masks. I mean, and my son pulled a Forrest Gump. He looks at them and he looks at me and he just takes off into the woods, like running. I mean, we all just we're like, where'd he go? And it was like, and I felt that for him. I was like, he's that freaked out. Like, this is messed up, man. And my other son, they told him at school that COVID was the yucky bug.
Really?
That's what they were calling it, the yucky bug.
So it's not the cooties anymore.
No, it's the yucky bug. Cooties isn't PC or something. I don't know. But so they said the yucky bug. And so we're in the backyard one day and there's a bug flying around and he grabs his face and he's like, it's going to fly at my nose. I mean, that's what he thought bugs were trying to fly up his nose.
Really?
I'm like, these poor kids, but they're fine. They're going to be okay. Yeah. We're all going to be okay.
They're usually ones to go with the flow. It's the parents. Horrified about what they're missing out on, which kids would have no idea if it weren't for the parents' horror. So you just don't transfer that to your kids; they'll be fine.
Exactly.
Now you said you had some funny industry stories you might want to tell us about.
I told the jump the shark one.
That was great.
I had a bunch, and now they're gone.
How did you get involved with Tenacious D?
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's amazing. Okay. I'm a huge fan of Jack Black. I love the guy. And I follow him on TikTok. He's one of the few, I've met a lot of people in this business, but he's one of the few people I've wanted to meet that I haven't been able to meet. So
this is funny because it's a weird subject so I'm happily married, very happily married. And I
like it already. Whenever you lead with something like that, it's going to be good. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
So Kyle Gass was my ex.
Oh, okay. All right.
We don't really talk about the D that much. anymore. But no, lovely guy. No, I was in that circle of, there's it's a group. I mean, they're a posse. You've got Jack and Kyle and Tim Robbins, and it's the Actors Gang. So you've got
Tim Robbins. I didn't know Tim Robbins.
Okay, so this is a fact. I'll give you a little Tenacious D 411 here, right? So Tim Robbins started the Actors Gang at UCLA.
Okay.
And it was an amazing group of talent. I mean, a lot of these people have gone on to do, John C. Reilly.
Yeah, he's great. Wow.
Yeah, Jack Black was at the time Thomas Black, and he decided one day, he showed up at the Actors Gang and said, "Call me Jack. I'm Jack Black now," and just kind of changed his name. But he and Kyle, they're 10 years apart. They met at the Actors Gang at UCLA, and Jack went up to Kyle and said, "Can you teach me how to play guitar?" And he said no, and he kept pestering him. And finally, he started teaching him guitar, and then the rest is history. But yeah, I rolled out with those guys on a tour, and they have a side project called Trainwreck, which was this like Southern fried rock country thing, which was pretty funny too. It's like Eastbound and Down comedy.
He was already famous by then, right, Jack Black?
When the D started getting popular, Jack had been in some stuff, but he hadn't gone quite A-list. I think he was on his way.
I remember when he did, I forget what it was, but it was before he was famous, and he played this character, and I was impressed with his acting before he was famous. And he played this kind of asshole kind of character in this children's thing where he was before School Rock.
Before, okay, I was reading.
This was way before. He was nobody at the time.
He's an amazing serious actor, like trained.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because he's a good actor. I mean, I was blown away by that. And
all
so
the people that were in the Actors Gang it's funny, strangely, like even John C. Reilly does a lot of comedy and stuff, but they're all in their own right. Outstanding. I mean, I met a Matt Walsh through them, and it's funny. They're all really funny improv-y comedy guys, yet somehow I think their strengths are actually in serious acting. Isn't that? I mean, I don't know. I think that's the case. I think it's harder to do comedy.
It is harder to do comedy. So usually if you possess that talent, going from comedy to serious acting is easier than going from serious acting to comedy.
You see, you know what though? I'm going to disagree on that because I started out in dramatic theater, and then I learned, I mean, it was funny, don't get me wrong, but I learned how I went through sketch comedy, and then I became a stand-up, and it took me a long time to become a good stand-up. And I also, I'm not going to say who, but I've known some big stand-ups who can't act their way out of a paper bag. I mean, they just can't act. And so it's just a different animal, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a different thing.
Definitely
some people
parts of the brain. But I think what's funny is I have found that most serious actors want to be rock stars too. It's like, as soon, like Jack, when he gets on stage, I mean, he's a freaking rock star, you know what I mean? And he's this comedy guy, and he's doing it in a funny way. I'm the sexiest guy or the greatest rock star of all time shtick, but like, he's actually really talented, and then, look at like all these actors like Kevin Bacon and, all these guys, they also want to be musicians.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
I don't think anybody actually wants to be what they are. That's the human condition.
Right?
Businessmen want to be gangsters. Gangsters want to be businessmen. Athletes want to be rock stars and actors. Actors want to be athletes and rock stars. There's like 4 people who are like, yeah, no, what I do is cool.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it definitely explains my fetish for karaoke. So I don't know where John is today, but so what we'll do, John is a good friend of mine. I've known him since I was 18 years old, but something must be going on because
we go to Mayo. He did too many tequila shots or something.
Right?
That's
maybe. But I don't know. He was on Facebook like 3 minutes ago and 5 minutes ago. And I sent him the link again. But you know what? We'll have John on another show.
Maybe he lost track of what month it is.
I feel like this always happens to me because the only time I ever did stand-up, and it was a mess, okay? And I really thought I had to do that first. By the time I got up there, I was like, whoa. I was like, the adrenaline kicked in. I was like, I am drunk. But I remember they said when the red light goes on, look for the red light. It had been on for quite some time. I just completely, it was like, waiting for the hook to come out, But then my guy who was like the headliner guy that was supposed to go on next just didn't show up. And so they're like, can you keep going? I'm like, oh yeah, I can keep going.
Okay, John fell asleep.
Oh.
That's great.
I'm sending him the link again right now.
Classic Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, my cousin said tell the Mexico story. Oh,
geez. Oh, it's so funny.
She's putting you on the spot. Do you want to tell the Mexico story?
Yes, tell the Mexico story.
I'm sensing a little hesitation. Are there multiple Mexico stories? Tell the funny one.
There's more than one. Let me think on that.
So John goes, Dan, I fell asleep waiting for the link. I just sent you the link.
That's hysterical. So did you do stand-up more than once, Genevieve?
No.
Only one time. Now, what made you get into stand-up? What made you try it?
People told me I was funny. They're like, you should do it or whatever. And I'm like, no, that sounds horrifying. And then it was, what's that place?
And it was.
Yeah. What's that place called? Oh, gosh, it's such a great place. It's in NoHo. Jack Azarian owns it.
Oh, yeah. The Ha.
Yeah. Ha Cafe.
Yeah. So Jack's great. I love Jack.
Yeah, isn't he great? And I went in there and was seeing another friend, and he was the one that told me, you got to do stand-up. And I'm like, no. And he kept asking me to come when I'd go there to see other people. And that's how it happened.
You met his wife, Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good people. They're good people.
They are.
It's funny when Jack at one point he was trying to do karaoke after the shows. And when he knew me as a comic. And then when he saw me do karaoke, he's like, you got to come every week for the karaoke. Because I can sing karaoke.
Now you're making me.
I'm a professional karaoke guy.
Maybe you're the after party.
Not me. If I tried to talk my way through the song, by the time I get to Phoenix, people would leave. And it's just talking. There's nothing there. My daughter who can sing is like, can you hear? What's going on?
Genevieve, can you hang out? We got John here now.
Go shoot, John. Go. No, I'm going.
All right, let's welcome our sleepy guest. This guy is an old friend of mine. I love the guy to death. He has developed pilots in various projects over the past few years with CBS, NBC, Fox, Warner Brothers, Jim Henson, Gary Sanchez, History Channel, and the Disney Channel. Please welcome. His comedy writing and cartoons have been published in the likes of Mad Magazine and American Bystander. John Reynolds. Let's bring him on.
Yeah.
John.
Refreshed and ready to go.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, John.
Dan, are you in LA?
No, I'm flying out there tomorrow.
Oh, well, you fucking said this was at 6 o'clock.
I thought you were in LA. God damn it. So it was my fault. Okay. I forgot you were in New York. You know what it is? I'm dealing with people in LA and New York constantly. So I probably sent you the message and cut and paste it, and I didn't realize. I forgot you're on the East Coast, but welcome.
I'm glad I'm here. How late am I? And then I fell asleep waiting for the link.
It's okay. You're only 30 minutes late, which is half the show.
No big deal.
Amazing.
So, Danny, do you have any Cinco de Mayo stuff for us?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to let you wake up, John, because we did this. Yeah. I did this, the 5 worst hangovers that you could ever have. Yeah, I talked to you about this. You didn't help, so I just did it myself.
Yeah, good. Well, I don't drink anymore.
Let's run it.
And now, with Cinco de Mayo approaching, we thought we'd like to teach you about the 5 different types of hangovers. The first one is called bowl buddy. This occurs mainly when the taps were not cleaned or you mix the wrong alcohol together. Our second hangover is called sound sensitive because every tiny sound causes excruciating pain.
Oh God.
Next is lost boy or girl, which I think is self-explanatory.
Superman, where are you? I can't wait to do it again.
Oh, shit.
Oh, where are you? You're such a hottie. Where are you? Come to me. Take your pants off.
Amnesia apologies are when you don't know what you've done, but you're sure you should apologize.
Oh, please apologize for me. I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry to you too. No, your mother? Oh God, please tell her I wasn't myself. I don't even remember an ostrich. Oh God.
And finally, we have the talk. That stern talking to when you know you've hit rock bottom, yet also know that you will still go out that evening.
Al, you're quitting today, and you're throwing that stupid party panda shirt out. What is this? Well, whose are these? Did you enjoy the sex? Because I don't remember it. Are these men's underwear? What the fuck?
We at the Danny McDermott Show suggest that if you do not wish to have any of these hangovers, please drink responsibly. Happy Cinco de Mayo!
Dan, those are like all the same hangover.
No, you're right.
Not if you're the ostrich.
Yeah, that's true. The different. You should do the Rashomon version with the ostrich's point of view.
Well, let's be honest. All hangers are really the same. It's just what happened that affects. You know what I mean?
It's
how
really
you react.
It's really the retelling. Yeah. After.
Right.
Did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
make it home? The big question: did you make it home? And then to which room?
Right. Yeah. Hopefully in your house. Yeah.
Oh, me and John have had plenty of drunk nights.
We had so many bad, drunken, horrible nights. Oh my God.
But dude, you were always hilarious. Always the funniest person in the room.
Well, drunk, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
You
remember
know why I was the funniest? Because you were also drunk.
Right.
True.
Do you remember when we were with Capitol Repertory Theater and Peter's boyfriend? We had like 5 rows of glasses stacked up for quarters.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was doing quarters off my nose. I got it in the top glass, and he got mad. Donald was his name, right?
Donald, yeah. They were
And
friends.
he got mad.
Just for the record.
I thought they were. I thought they were. Okay, I thought they were
This was
together.
70 years ago, but for the record.
Right. I think I was 18 at the time, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And he just took his hand and he went whoosh, and cut through all the glasses and cut his hand.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, but it was worth it.
It's always worth it. Like after
Yeah.
some amount of time has passed.
Yes. He was a great guy. I don't think he's with us anymore.
No, I heard. Yeah, I heard
he
he passed.
Yeah, he was very funny though.
Yeah, he was.
That was not his A material that night, but
No, that night.
He's still funny.
A bunch of hacks came in the room and he gave him his B show. That's smart.
So
exactly. Yes.
God. So
Now,
I was 18.
I told this last time I was on here, I think, but it bears repeating because I can't think of anything else to say mostly. It was so cold when we were working at Capitol Rep, and you grew up in that area, so you were used to this. That we used to remember with your car, we couldn't. The key wouldn't move the lock because the lock was frozen. We had to go back in the apartment and boil hot water
to pour it into the key.
Pour it into the and on the door so that it would.
I don't even remember
the lock.
What car did I have at the time? I don't even remember.
I don't know. It was always covered in snow. I never got to see what it looked like.
Well, it was white.
yeah, it was white. I remember the color.
Oh God,
man,
John!
Those were the days.
That was crazy. That
Holy
was crazy.
Shit.
I remember I remember when they tried to convince us. Jennifer and Amy tried to convince us that we were already dead.
Yeah, that we were ghosts.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I still have nightmares of that. These were two women we worked with that got us really high, and then they were like, I think it might have been something you said, Dan. I think it was like,
really?
You feel something like you were feeling an out of body experience or something like that, and then they they rolled with that. And they were like, well, that's because you're dead. And I was like, he's not dead. I'm looking right at him. And they were like, well, you're dead too. So to him, he seems alive because you're both dead. And I was like, shut the fuck. And it was one of those things where, and I was embarrassed. It's embarrassing to recount because I was well practiced at that point in being high, and they still got me. And they were like, they just wouldn't let up on it, and so then we believed them.
That's great.
They were so convincing. It was like,
yeah.
And we were like, what, 18 and 19 years old at the time.
Least. Yeah, I was like, I think I'm 1 or 2 years older than you.
You're lucky you're in New York. If you were in New Jersey, they could have convinced you died and went to hell.
Just look out the window.
Look at these signs.
It's New Jersey. No,
this has to be hell.
You know what, Kevin? You know what, Kevin? Though we were on Clinton Avenue in Albany. We were in hell.
We were in hell. They call. You know what the nickname for Clinton Avenue in Albany is? New Jersey. So yeah, we were in hell.
Oh shit, John!
It's the Jersey of Albany.
That's great.
Oh, it's so funny,
man! Amazing. Yeah, I was texting with Jen like a month ago.
Get out of here!
I'm still in touch with her. Yeah, not with Amy. I think she really is a ghost now.
You think so?
Yeah.
She was crazy. She was so insane. I remember when we were doing faces about AIDS to local high schools.
Yeah.
Do you remember that show?
Yeah, I try not to. That's what kept my drinking going. Just to try to obliterate. It was called AIDS. AIDS. First of all, that's a showstopper right there.
Face is a living newspaper on AIDS. That's what it was.
Face is a living newspaper. Yeah. Even the show about AIDS isn't called AIDS. Rent. It's called Rent.
Right.
They were smart enough to know you don't call it AIDS if you want people to show up.
AIDS and other things
called
you don't
AIDS, a living newspaper about AIDS, and also AIDS. I mean, what the fuck? But of course, we would travel to high school, so they were trapped. They had to watch it, so it didn't matter what we could have called it. We fuck your mom, and they would still have to come because it was high school. And they'd have to watch a play called "We Fuck Your Mom" because in high school you have to do what you're told.
I think there's probably a lot of homeschools doing a play called "We Fuck Your Mom,"
written by the dads.
What's the truth? When you're in a classroom, no matter what, especially as a teenager, someone in that class is going to be promoted to attractive if there's no one attractive in there. So when the only
like the Army.
100%. Unfortunately, I've had many attempts to throw a wig on my head in my younger days. But if that's mom, it's mom. That's just how it goes.
That's right.
Well, you since then, John, you've become a way bigger success than me or Kevin. So congratulations for that.
Have I? Yeah, congrats. Thank you.
Wait, I just found out from my producer that did you win oh no, that wasn't you. That was a different John Reynolds.
That's another
No,
successful person.
She goes, John won an Emmy for editing for ER. And I'm like, I don't think that's the same John Reynolds.
No, it was one summer I took a detour into editing and happened to win an Emmy for it. That's right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
On his death tour.
Yeah.
No, but you were Emmy nominated.
I was Emmy nominated. I was WGA nominated.
Oh.
I was. I think that's it. I did win a Peabody Award.
And
that's my only award that I've.
What was that? What was that for again?
On my 6 years there at Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, we won because we had Desmond Tutu as a guest, and the monologue was about South Africa and apartheid and him, and we did sketches about it. Like it was like woke before woke.
Okay.
And so, of course, I don't think we were nominated for an Emmy for that one, but we did win a Peabody.
But you actually.
We all won the Peabody. I didn't win it, but I didn't write the whole thing, and
No, but your monologue jokes, they made the weekly best of late night lists a lot.
Yeah, when they used to have those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did. I was I had a good run on that thing. It was fun.
Yeah, you did.
I got to perform on it too a lot.
You did material for Steve Martin, Owen Wilson, Jack Black, who we were just talking about just now. Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Lennon, Jim Parsons, Jeffrey Tambor, Henry Winkler, Jump the Shark.
We did a lot with Henry.
We were just talking about it. Tell us about Henry.
Henry Winkler is the sweetest man in show business. Yeah. I worked with on that show. We had the recurring celebs that would do sketches for us were Henry Winkler, Dave Foley, who was like my hero growing up.
Oh yeah,
because I was obsessed, still am, with The Kids in the Hall. They're coming back. Dude, they're on Netflix, I think.
Are they really? Oh, thank God, man! They were amazing.
Henry Winkler, Dave Foley, Tim Meadows,
nice.
Brilliant, and Betty White. Those were the four that would do. And then towards the end, Jeffrey Tambor did a couple of things for us. But those four we always had back, and they were all just the sweetest people alive. Like no ego at all. And Henry always remembered everything about you. So he'd always ask about your dog or your wife, or in some cases,
oh my God,
they're the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Some of the guys, right? But he would remember names and everything like that. And he always said it was because he's dyslexic. He had to get the scripts ahead of time because the teleprompter was just like showing Chinese to him. So he had to memorize. And he said his memory got really good, and he could remember all sorts of things. So sweet, so naturally funny, and ad lib funny. Great guy. But
I grew up with him as the Fonz, and I couldn't believe he wasn't as tough as the Fonz after.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was so weird to see him in movies and stuff not playing the Fonz,
right?
Like just playing any other kind of character.
He's great in Barry right now.
Yeah, he's so good. I've only seen a few of those, but he's so good in it.
Great
He's
show.
phenomenal.
He's a great actor, great comedic actor.
Yeah, he is. He's a great actor. He's just a great actor.
I'll tell you a Samuel L. Jackson story.
Okay.
He was a recurring guest on the show, and then he agreed to do a sketch. And we used to have this. We had a lot of dumb sketches on that show, but the dumbest was co-created by myself and another writer on the show is a friend of mine, Joe O'Brien. And it was because at the time, this was like around 2011. They were bringing back old shows. They were bringing back they were announcing that they were bringing back old shows. I don't think they did most of the ones they announced. Knight Rider was supposed to come back. Bionic Woman was supposed to come back. So that was our in. And we were like, oh, you know what else is coming back? Murder, She Wrote. Take a look. And Craig loved Angela Lansbury and making fun of her. He had a recurring joke in the monologue that she looked like Paul McCartney. And then he would show a picture. He's like, show us a picture of Paul McCartney, and it would be a picture of Angela Lansbury. So The whole sketch was Craig in drag as Angela Lansbury. All he said was, "Has there been a murder?" And that was it. And it'd be like, and we'd pair him up with a different, like, notable actor. And so in this one sketch, Samuel L. Jackson was like a street, like an NYPD Blue type detective, on the street, and he gets paired up with Angela Lansbury, which is Craig, and it's so dumb. I think it's on Google, but anyway, he agreed to do it. And we didn't hear anything from him until the day of the taping. And then we got the stage manager came into my office and said, Samuel L. Jackson has notes. And by now it's too late to do notes on the script because we have to tape it. And Craig's going to be pissed if we have to change anything too much.
Right.
So I said to Joe O'Brien, let's go down there. He said, I'm not going down. I went down last time for so-and-so, so you got to go. So I had to go by myself down to Samuel L. Jackson. I've never met the guy. And knock on the door. I'm fucking shaking. Because I'm like, what's this guy going to be? You know, you just imagine their personas, you know?
Right.
And he's like, come in, and he's laying on the couch, and he's got a Kangol. I wear this now often in his honor. He's got this thing on. And he looks so fucking angry when I get in. And he's like, "You the writer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, not so much." And the other guy wrote most of it, but he couldn't come. Like, I'm immediately laying it off because I'm expecting him to go, "This is a dumb piece of shit sketch that I need rewritten immediately." And I go, "Yeah, that." It's like, "All right, well, I got some changes." And I'm like, "Oh God, yeah, what are they?" And then literally he goes, "You see this line here? I think I'll leave," is the line. I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Let's change that to, I'm gonna bounce."
That was it.
That's the whole fucking shit. That was it. That was it.
That's awesome.
And I was like, okay. And anything else? No, it's just funny. Oh, okay, bye. And it wasn't funny, so I knew he was insane. But it was so scary. Oh God. I never used to, the whole 6 years I was there, I would never go to meet any of the celebrities or anything. Like, I would pass them, but I just not that type of, like, I don't care. And
Right.
and I just thought they were, you know, I was afraid they'd be assholes if I did care.
Right.
Right. But yeah.
Well, who
That
was
was
it?
my
Mark,
Samuel
I think
Jackson.
Mark Maron said. Mark Maron, I think, said, when you meet your heroes, what the hell was it? Now I can't remember the damn phrase. But he goes, you meet your heroes, you're going to be disappointed, or some shit like that.
I'm sure Mark Maron said 15 minutes of shit you wanted to fast forward through first before he said that.
That was
Mark,
nice.
I used to bookmark in my rooms in New York all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he did my little Tex-Mex restaurant gig.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he would do
Yeah.
the smallest. He liked. Well, I knew how to run comedy rooms, but he loved my rooms, and he was always cool. He hasn't had me on his show yet.
Me either.
What? Yeah. Well, do you know him though?
No. He used to come on Ferguson. He did stand up on Ferguson, and he guested a couple times.
I remember the first time I saw him do stand up, and I was a young comic, and it was at I think it was at Gotham Comedy Club, and he was killing it, right? And then he started trying to do the jokes about the C word, and he was bombing, right? And he did a couple jokes, and it was silence and anger, right? And I just, all of a sudden he stops and he goes, "Well, it's going to be a long road back to the island of funny." And the entire audience burst out laughing, and that was it. He won him back. It was I was blown away. I was blown away. So
He's had quite the career, that guy.
Well, he went through a lot of struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah. With drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. But he's on top, thank God.
Yeah.
Now you also I wanted to talk about the Peabody. Wait, no, not the Peabody. The Spirit Awards.
Yeah. Did you see him?
I didn't, but I remember seeing your post that you in your sketch that you wrote for Bill Murray, and I was like, oh my God, John wrote for Bill Murray. I was like so psyched for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was crazy. I was this is the last gig I had right before, or the last, gig where I was, able to touch other people. Maybe I wasn't allowed to touch them then either. You know what I mean? Before the lockdown. It was right before that. In fact, I was supposed to do another live TV thing, not live, but some live action television thing after, and that got canceled because of the lockdown. But yeah, and I was the head writer. But before we got started for the show, the host Aubrey Plaza said I
love her, by the way.
She's amazing.
So hot,
so talented,
so talented, so beautiful.
Hot. That's the first thing you go for, Dan. Come on.
Hey, look, it's not like she didn't portray being hot.
No, she's attractive, but she's very talented.
I know she is. No. Look at.
Start with that.
I'm not. You know what though? She.
I don't want to have to fucking me too you here.
No, but I mean, part of why she made it was she was being sexy in movies, and she was great. But
yeah.
No, really. Let's be honest. I mean, that's a lot. But she is a phenomenal.
I did that a little bit more than that, but
I did that, and it got me nowhere.
You got that cool background, Kevin.
Thank you.
That.
Right? The only thing is he's in Staten Island. I'm going to be in LA tomorrow. So. No, but Aubrey is so beautiful and she's so talented.
Yeah.
And
she's great.
I want to see her. I want to see her be even bigger. I want to. Yeah. She deserves it. She's fantastic.
She does she acts in a ton of indie films. She's a huge supporter of indie films. So that's why she wanted to host the show, because to support indie film. And so it was a blast. And, I've known her since UCB days. So we've known each other for a long time. So
I didn't know that.
It was, wow. So she was great. It was just great to work with her again. And she said that Bill Murray would do stuff. So I pitched her. I said, why don't you and Bill be the Lighthouse? Because the Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe was nominated for a lot of stuff. So I said, why don't you two be the Lighthouse? Why don't you be them in a couple of sketches? And she said, that sounds great. So then we wrote a bunch of those. I got to write them and then I got to direct Bill Murray too, which was crazy.
Oh my God.
But he's super sweet. He, again, another sweet, he's one of these, every story you've heard about him is true. He's like super nice. He comes in, he goes up and shakes everyone's hand, looks them in the eye. What's your name? Hi, I'm Bill. Super great. And then wanting to make sure you're getting everything you want from me. I was like, you could do whatever you want. I don't, it doesn't matter. But
I love Bill Murray. I love Bill Murray from when I first moved to New York, and I was working in a crappy restaurant. It was a restaurant. I don't know if I told you the story, but it was I had like $400. I moved and I spent $400 on my rent. So I had no money, and I'm working at this restaurant near Madison Square Garden that was like a fine dining restaurant with pink tablecloths. And there was no reason that anybody should have thought this was going to work. This restaurant was a horrible idea from the very beginning. And so we're all standing there. The whole staff we had no customers, and we're not making any money. And we're standing there, we're like miserable. And Bill Murray walks by with his son. And as he's walking by, I was a young kid. And I was just like, oh my God, guys, look, it's Bill Murray. It's Bill Murray. And I'm pointing. Bill Murray sees me pointing at him and his son, right? And he goes, and he looks back at me and he goes, he's like, oh my God. And he runs up and he's like, and he's like grabbing his son. He's like, look, it's him. And he did exactly what I did to him. It was hysterical.
How old was this kid?
Oh, he was young at the time. He was young. I think he was young. It's hard to remember because I was looking at Bill Murray, but
Yeah.
he was young. I would say between 5 and 12.
Oh, that young. Oh, wow.
I think so. Yeah. This was, I'm dating myself now, but yeah. But it was the fact that he did that and was so genuine and sweet, you know, because he could have just walked by.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But he gave me a thrill. He gave all of us a thrill by doing the same thing I was doing to him. So I love the guy. I mean, I mean, I've always loved him anyway, but
no, and there's all those stories about weddings that he crashes and parties, and bachelor parties and bachelorette parties and stuff. And he does. I think people, love that about him because he's playing towards, what he understands that a celebrity is kind of weirdly owned by everybody.
Right.
So it's like, if you're not going to, obviously I get that it's a pain in the ass and you don't want your, you want your privacy, right? But
yeah,
if you really wanted privacy as an actor, you'd do theater and nothing else.
Absolutely. No,
so shut the fuck up. If you're going to do movies and TV and be a celebrity, then you have to pay that fucking price. We own a piece of you.
But he came from a time when they were talented, tortured artists who were divas in every respect.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, which is what makes him stand out.
Right. That's right. But like Sean Penn is who I immediately think of when you say those adjectives, right, Kevin? And it's like, Sean, if real acting has someone who studied it and has a fucking master's of fine arts in it. Real acting is the theater. And you just crack a dictionary that the theater is where the actor is the one in control. Not in film, not in TV, definitely not in print model shit. Right.
And from the other perspective, real fighting does not involve a man holding a camera.
That's right. Yeah. That's
right.
I remember that. He was dating Madonna and he smacked the camera guy.
Punching out paparazzi.
Yeah.
I miss theater, John.
There was a great actor. You remember the movie Kiss of the Spider Woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they did a Broadway musical version of that. And when it first, look this up if you don't know it. When it first opened, the guy who played one of the two main roles, I don't know the show well enough. Now I'm forgetting his name. It's like Brent Cutler is what I want to say, but I'm probably wrong. And he was a Canadian theater actor, and they did a wide search for who were going to play these two roles, and this guy got it, and he destroyed. Like the critics went insane, and he won a Tony. And of course, what's the first thing that happens is Hollywood comes a calling. This guy freaked out. And he was like, I can't deal with this. I didn't get into the acting for this. I got into it and he meant Broadway as well. But he was like, there's no fucking way I'm doing movies and TV. I love the acting. And that's in the theater. And he gave it all up and went back to Canada. Look him up. Wow. No one fucking remembers him now. But he would have been a huge star. And you look at people like Alan Cummings who came from theater, right? And I saw him in Chicago. Or no, Cabaret. He was brilliant. And then Hollywood came and called and he went, yeah, fuck, I'll play the same stupid character on CSI, Go Fuck Yourself for 10 years.
Right.
And fucking spell out any acting chops they ever had. And he's probably still talented, but I bet he's pretty rusty if he were to get back. But, everybody knows everybody kind of knows who he is. And he makes a lot of money now. But this other guy was like, I can't, no fucking way. And now no one knows about him. And he can walk around and not get a camera in his fucking face as a result. And that's what he wanted. He didn't want to be known. He just wanted to act, man.
I miss theater. I mean, I love theater. Because, theater is, you get
theater
to be
misses theater. Now.
Right.
Because of COVID.
You get to be you get to be the character for that whole hour and a half, 2 hours, or 2.5 hours, whatever it is. You are the character the whole time. It's just a different experience.
Yeah.
You know, when you do film, you can be like, and I go, I thought that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can play, you know, film is so much easier. I'm sorry, but it is. It really is.
No. Well, the thing that's hard about film is the thing that you can't control, which is what you do in front of the camera. Like, you know how people like, you know, it works with attractive people the most, but
yeah, the editing and the DP.
Yeah,
it's
completely out of your control. But also like what the camera sees through your eyes, like that's what you either have that thing or you don't.
Yeah.
And that's nothing you can study, right? Whereas you can study how to act on stage and like, you know, you can really, there's a craft there, you know, and there's just dumb bullshit. Michael Caine's book on how to film act reveals it for what it is. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Like if you ever look at that book, it's all about like, he's all about like, make sure the glass is in the same hand every time because it'll make it like the whole book is about how to make the editor's job easier because he knows it's all about editing. And if you happen to get the line the perfect way and you're holding the glass in the wrong hand, that ruins your acting. Film and TV acting is horse shit and dumb. And if you're watching this show and you're paying for classes to do that stuff, get the fuck out of those classes and spend the money on booze and help Danny with his fucking hangover sketches. Because that's more worthwhile than fucking acting classes for TV or film.
This is why we like to have you back, John, because
thank you.
You drop gold, and people should appreciate that.
It's gold, yeah. golden turds, yeah.
No, John, you've always been an amazing human being. I've always been amazed by what you're saying. You think it's nothing, but it's actually true. It's amazing shit, and you're hilarious, and you're unbelievable. So
thanks, Dan. Thank you.
No, I mean it.
Thanks,
I mean it.
Well, good night.
I mean it.
Well, from now on, when I tell this story, you did win an Emmy for editing, and you also won a solo Peabody, and no one can stop me.
Yeah. Thank you, Kev. You're speaking at my funeral, at my wake. Thank you.
So, have you done any acting lately, John?
I shot a McDonald's commercial in the thick of COVID. Did I tell you this already?
Again, have you done any acting?
Yeah, there you go. No, that's exactly right. There was no acting. In fact, did I say this? Did I tell you this on the last one? I can't remember. Who cares?
No one saw it. Tell it again.
Did you keep the Big Mac in the same hand? That's the question.
That is all I thought about. This is a perfect example of why learning to act for TV and film, especially commercials, is bullshit. Although I will plug Brooke and Mary's class if they're still doing it, because that actually taught me everything you do need to know for commercials. But I took it 18 years ago. Mary Callahan and Brooke Taylor. Shit, I can't remember her last name. But they used to run house productions in New York.
Okay.
House casting, and they were known when they were teaching the classes as Brooke and Mary. They may not teach them anymore, but those were great classes. Everything else sucks. Anyway, it's a perfect example of why it's so dumb and it's all a lottery. I auditioned. First of all, I was auditioning at home like this. I turned this laptop around. I've got a blank wall over there. And I was doing all my auditions, you know, either sending in self-tapes and then or doing like a Zoom audition. And I sent in a self-tape for this McDonald's spot which was kind of funny. And I was a dock worker in it. And then I got called back and I did the callback on Zoom in front of that wall over there. You can't see. And I could hear them laughing through my laptop. It was so weird. You know? And then they were like, great, thank you, bye. And then I got booked, but I didn't book the dock worker commercial. I booked what they ended up liking the most was my hair. And they were like, you got booked as a truck driver with no lines in a spot where that's going to be for like it's for the essential workers. So it was like a montage of like truck driver going to his truck at the break of dawn, and the nurse coming into work to, you know, put more people on the fucking oxygen machines, and the this and the that. So I waited all day long in a McDonald's, eating vegan food, I might add, that they had catered. And oh no, actually some of it was McDonald's food, and it was delicious. That's true, actually. That's
They
true.
definitely had to have that catered.
Yeah. But
Are
that
you still getting
particular
residuals or something?
that yeah, I don't want to mess that up. That particular McDonald's was not open for cooking because they were using it to do the commercial. And then all I had to do, then when I finally got called to set, I was walking back and forth between the McDonald's to the truck. And they had to show me how to walk up into this 18-wheeler because I'd never been in one. So that's, you know, that was the extent of my acting. And I have not seen the spot. Apparently it's airing. I mean, everyone there was amazing as always, but it was an outdoor shoot, bubble set in New Jersey, back to New Jersey, back in November. And I've been told it's been airing, but I have not seen it. And
you know, the funny thing is, John, even if you get cut out, you're still going to be getting paid as a principal.
No, if you're cut out, you don't get residuals.
I did. I did.
I didn't. My first national commercial was for Staples, and they cut me out, and I didn't get any residuals.
Oh, maybe if it's they cut. Okay. So if what happens, I think, is if your lines get cut, but you're still seen in the commercial, you're still getting paid the full residuals as a principal. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. If you're seen in it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, John, where can people find you? Hang out, because we're going to have another segment right now.
Yeah.
But where can people find you?
I do this web comic 3 or 4 times a week at A Fistful of Babies on Instagram. That's the best place to find me.
That's
or on
great.
Facebook, A Fistful of Babies.
So we're gonna have links, whatever links you want us the people watching to see.
Oh, and check out my podcast, The Human Centipod. The Human Centipod with Carmen Lynch, a very funny stand-up comedian. And there
Amazing.
it is. Thank you. At Human Centipod on Instagram. I drew that little thing there.
That's great. That's great.
Thank you.
That's great.
That's
it's
weekly.
Because
we're on Sirius. She's So Funny, channel 771, Tuesdays, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern. Sirius XM, channel 771.
Beautiful.
All
Beautiful.
right.
I got to tell you
Thank
about
Thank you.
another time. Blankenstein, he's a guy that was in the Centipede movies. He wanted to be in my movie. He was willing to give me like $60,000 to be in my movie. But anyway,
he was going to give you money to be in the movie?
Yeah. He was gonna invest in the movie.
Holy
if he could play,
shit.
Yeah, if he could play one of the roles. But anyway, okay. So hang out, stay here.
Yes, I'm hanging out.
We're starting a segment right now. Let's do it.
Spotlight on John Hughes.
Welcome.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Anthony,
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. You're muted.
Sons of guns, you got me again. How are you? Take 2.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. John, good to see you again. I think the last time we saw each other was my New Year's picks.
Yes, that's correct. It's great
They were
to see you again. That was fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Horribly wonderful picks. Jen, excellent interview. Good to see you as always.
you as always too.
And Kevin, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
I see the eyes healing up. I like it.
Last but not least, Danny. Very good as always. Now, this is a deep dive, but I want to make it as quick as we can because, I mean, we're running late as it is. Okay.
Yeah, we
and I'm sorry if we're being blinded right there. So I'll try to cool.
No, it's fine.
So anyway, John Hughes, who is a master of what he accomplished in his lifetime, So I'm going to go into his bio for 2 seconds, and I figured we'd just look at his body of work in one sitting, because like that kind of gives you an idea, just like all the graphic posters of like how much this guy actually accomplished. Because we all know his works, but we don't know how much he's produced and so on and so forth. It kind of falls by the wayside. The dude was born February 18th, 1950, moved around a lot as a kid. So when he got a lot of friends, he had to move. So he kind of rested on his laurels of his imagination, which thank God for us. Married his high school sweetheart, and then he started working for advertising agencies. And he was a copywriter, which is where he became a proficient typist. This guy was so proficient, he'd bang out scripts in a weekend, but we'll get to that. He actually linked up with National Lampoons in New York because he would fly back and forth with the agency, and they gave him a job. And the first thing he did, Vacation 58, short story, boom. So this was basically based on his real life experiences. A lot of these works were. And he also did Christmas 59. You see where this is going. There you go. So this is, signposts of things to come. So, by the way, if anybody along this journey, because we're going to stop and, take in the sights like vacation style. If anybody has any like memories of John Hughes movies, what they mean to them, just whatever, please chime in. I don't want this to be an oral report. Okay? Because nobody likes that.
Well, you know what's crazy? I actually was telemarketing, and I called, and I said, "It's John Hughes there." I didn't realize it was the John Hughes. And the woman was like, he died. This was the year he died. And I was like, I am so sorry. I did not know it was the John Hughes.
I mean, it is a common name. It could have been another Hughes. I mean, you never know. But
who would have thought that I would have had John Hughes' freaking number?
You probably had him.
Or they devised a clever way to thwart telemarketers.
100%. So Kevin with the kill. Kevin with the kill.
I don't think he faked his own death, Kevin.
No,
but he was probably another guy named John Hughes eating a sandwich going, "Tell him I died."
Tell him I died. Right. You could rent my movies. All right, so moving on. So this is what he did. He actually had a shot once the success of Animal House came out, which was National Lampoon's first feature. I mean, this is a hell of a fucking movie. In fact, spoiler alert, it's the best, in my opinion, college film of all time.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
100%. And it's a period piece, It's not like, it came out in 78, but it's a 60s film.
Well, a lot of the actors went to a fraternity party while they were shooting that, and they wound up getting in a fight with the fraternity brothers. I don't know if you heard about that. You got to look it up.
No, I didn't. You should take over the segment the college segment, because that's a good bit of info right there. I failed you.
I can't see that happening with John Belushi.
No, not at all. But yeah, so the success of National Lampoon's first feature led to inevitably a spin-off series, which was Delta House, and that's what John Hughes ended up writing. This was not. It was not successful. It was very short-lived.
Right after Bert and Mindy.
Wait, John Hughes wrote the TV show?
Yeah. In fact, there's a script circulating on eBay for about $500, and I'm watching it
for Christmas.
Work them down. Okay, like 150, I get 500 for a failed show.
You're worth it.
I mean, I'll get it eventually, but anyway. As if I didn't have enough moles. What is that thing right there?
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, isn't that so weird? Anyway, moving forward.
I've seen that the past couple shows, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'll figure it out. It's my ghost. It's my cursor. Like, you ever see Automan, that show from the 80s? Anyway, moving forward. Delta House didn't last. But you know what? It was a writing gig. It was paid. He was able to put food on the table for, what he was doing, and that's a good thing. So moving forward. Yeah, like some of the actors, were from the original film moved to the TV version.
Some of them.
Secret Life of Nikola Tesla. I've never seen this movie. Yeah, he wrote this shit.
Okay, Anthony, we're watching this next time.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get on VHS for like 99 cents. Yeah. So he's a gun for hire, and apparently he was like a co-writer. There was a few writers for this. So something I haven't seen, but something on the list. This is part of his work history. Moving forward.
Is there an exact same script for a movie about Thomas Edison?
You know, he was fired from that one.
It's not as good. It's not as good as Tesla. It's not as reputable.
It became Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
More popular, but not as good.
So this is more juicy for him. He, back with National Lampoons, lead writer, so on and so forth. Was not as successful as they thought. It was definitely no Animal House, and it's pretty obscure at this point. Is it good? It's got moments, but no, it's not good. The end.
Who was in there? Who was in there?
I was like, is that Tom Hanks? Who's in that?
Definitely not Tom Hanks. Randos, but people who have gone on to a career, but their names escape me because they're more character actors. And again, it's that obscure. Moving forward, he actually did more TV. We're gonna get to his good shit real quick. But we got to go through this shit. We got to see what his pilgrimage was. At Ease is a TV show. Boom. Didn't last.
Wow.
Screenwriter. Moving forward, we're gonna get to the good shit. This is the good shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for John Hughes, he calls it a rape. Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yes, unfortunately. And dude, you guys know me. I'm a Mr. Mom fan. It's a problem. And I don't have to, tell you guys why, because I've told you every damn episode why.
Yeah, you love this movie.
Yeah,
no, like I was like in love with Michael Keaton in this movie. He was like the most endearing, what?
Well, his performance in Night Shift is why he got the leading role for this, and rightly so.
Henry Winkler.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
See, full circle. Yep. But so what happened was he wrote. Here's the proficiency. He wrote Mr. Mom in one sitting.
Wow.
Okay.
And he's saying that a screenplay he wrote in one sitting was ruined.
So here's the deal. He was living in Chicago at the time.
Raped?
Yeah. I mean, there's a through line here. He was living in Chicago at the time. Lawrence Schuler Donner picked it up, producer. And basically, they greenlit the picture. And it was in LA. So he was flying back and forth. And he's like, well, I'll just do the revisions in Chicago. Like, my family's there. And they're like, no, you got to be here. He's like, no. That's it. They fired him. They took, which means they bought it from him.
Yeah.
And they took it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took it from there, and then they hired TV writers to punch it up or whatever. But here's the deal.
Didn't he get the writing credit, though?
100%. He gets the only credit in it.
Yeah.
Because that's how much was salvaged in the actual screenplay, was his work. And this is something why
is he being a bitter bitch about it?
Yeah, why is he? That rape is a very big word to use.
It is.
I love you, Genevieve. You are awesome.
Well, I'm sure those who have written who it did not turn out as you. I mean, it's his first big sale, big sale, not just like a TV show. This is like in every fucking cinema, right? I got the script, by the way. This is one of the original production used scripts. I'm very excited to have it. You guys know me. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
What happened was, I guess ultimately what was on the screen was altered enough to where he was just like, it was a sour experience for him, so on and so forth.
There was probably like two really funny bits that didn't make it in that he's like, dang.
I mean, yeah,
I don't know. John Hughes was such a good writer. I mean, I know it was a good movie, but if it was his original script, it might have been 10 times better. I love.
You have a point.
Yeah.
But,
Mr. Mom.
the worst of what it's the worst to him, and it's still a phenomenal movie. So,
well, I mean, I got to tell you, and I don't want to make this 200 hours, but the interview basically was well after his success, and he still called it a rape. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that to me, I would love to have a movie.
I want to see his script.
Of course, but it's kind of like
no. This is a lot better.
It's kind of like Tarantino, like how I guess he had sold one of his scripts to Natural Born Killers, right? Oliver Stone picked it up, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna rewrite this. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that." And he's like, "You don't rewrite my scripts." He's like, "Well, this is standard Hollywood practice." He goes, "Not for me." Like I don't want to say he's a diva, but probably a little bit of a diva. But at the end of the day, he's an artist, and
he was an amazing writer.
Yeah. So moving forward, I don't want to dwell on it. But Mr. Mom's. Oh, I should say, can we go back? God bless you. This is perfect right here. Thank you, Susanna. This started John Hughes's ensemble of a cast he started using. Okay. Marilyn Flynn who was in Mr. Mom. She also was Cousin Eddie's wife.
Yeah.
Down the line.
Oh, I love her.
Love her.
Yeah. So there's that. So let's move on to Vacation, which is a big deal. Okay. Vacation was
One of the greatest movie covers of all time.
Isn't it? It's already right there. You know, you're satirizing the fuck out of like Conan.
Yeah.
Like it's great. And it's interesting because this is a movie that took like something familial, and made it dangerous. And that was like, I think, ahead of its time. You know, because I remember as a 6-year-old, I was like, holy fuck, dude, I got to see this. My mom's like, oh, it's rated R. I'm like, and I got to see this. That's it. So this movie is it's dated now, but I love it still. But it's as punk rock, I think, as its release. And clearly there's been a handful of iterations since then, We're the Millers, so on and so forth. And those are fine. But Vacation took good use
you can't compare.
No.
You can't compare that.
I can. Yes, I can. It's a family. It's a rated R family comedy.
No, I'm saying.
We're the Millers a rape.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking
We're the Millers was a rape. If anything was a rape, We're the Millers.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
We're the Rapists.
I think you're missing my point. My point is the formula has been done a lot since then. Rated R family comedies.
Yeah.
So you're taking me off on a detour, which I don't need to be on. Okay, moving back on.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. Anthony, I'm not done yet. We got Anthony Michael Hall to talk about. Come on now, God bless. Anthony Michael Hall was his first appearance in here. And that was a good deal for him. And Harold Ramis fucking kicked ass on this movie. Like everything came together. You know, the music, everything. Chevy Chase, the cast. This movie was badass as fuck.
Dude, Anthony Michael Hall, that scene where he's drinking the beer, where they're talking, I'm like,
my absolute favorite moment in Vacation is when they're all asleep in the car and the pan that the camera does.
He's sleeping.
Yeah.
And then it lands on Chevy, who's at the wheel, and he's asleep.
That's actually in
so good.
That's actually in Vacation 58, the short story that Hughes had written. And then, of course, he wrote the screenplay for Vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dad fell asleep at the wheel again, so on and so forth. Yeah. So it's shit that he grew up with, apparently.
Yeah.
But by the way, We're the Millers isn't bad. It's no Vacation. Okay. It's no Vacation.
That was my point. Vacation is just so much better.
Well, of course. It's just like since then they're like, oh, this works. Rated R family comedies. Like that was like the first rated R. Like, oh my gosh.
All right, my final ruling. It's a sodomy. Let's move on.
So while he sold Vacation, he actually wrote this little period piece deal here.
What?
Yeah.
Never heard of this.
Also called Savage Island. I've never seen it. I'm going to probably get it on VHS for $3. So moving forward.
I love the pricing comments.
Yeah. Well, I looked it up on eBay.
Dude, he's building look at this thing. I mean,
this is where once Mr. Mom made a fucking massive amount of money and Vacation made a massive amount of money. They're like, oh, this guy might be a Funderteen, whatever the fuck. So he had his shot and he fucking knocked out of the goddamn park, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Please chime in with your thoughts because this is a hangout right here. We're all it's not me waxing just John Hughes. So what do you got?
This movie blew my mind. It's one of the reasons I really, and this is before I ever met Mike. I loved him in this movie. I love this movie. This movie was incredibly hilarious. When he's holding up the underwear in the bathroom to prove that he had her underwear. It was, dude, this movie's epic. It was so goddamn good, man.
Apparently I have to say the name of the movie. 16 Candles.
Yes. Yeah. Also, when I decided...
For those that are deaf, God bless them.
Oh, right. I forgot. We're on Spotify now.
That's great. Fantastic. I apologize. I didn't mean to,
No, it's my fault.
It's my fault. It's Ask Anthony, not Ask Danny McDermott. I should say that. God bless. But I will say this movie is totally rad. People are like, oh, it's insensitive because of Long Duck Dong. But I got to say, the actor Getty Watanabe has very good memories of his role. He says he may have been a little naive maybe about the character he agreed to do, but like that guy stole the fucking show. And talk about breaking fucking stereotypes. His name is Long Dong. Okay, that's fucking gangster.
Yeah,
and his memories of this film is to this day very warm and very sweet, and he loves it.
Yeah,
and he actually went on to talk about like where Long Duck Dong is currently in this state of reality. 4 marriages, so on and so forth. It's pretty good. You can find it online.
This movie for me, Anthony, was like, I think, and for a lot of chicks that age, was pretty important because there wasn't a lot of reference point for us to watch a teen movie and be like, oh, that's my voice. That's what I'm feeling. That's the angst I'm feeling. Like, I can't think of any other movies around that time besides, like, I don't know.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
That's what John Hughes did.
That was everybody's, but this one was more, there was different characters, but yeah, it was her perspective for most of the movie.
Yeah, and that's what stood him out because he actually gave voices to the everyday average person.
And the underdog.
Like the neighbors that live to the left and the right of you.
Yeah.
Like they all have stories. And that's, I think, what he was very good at. So,
Young Cusack in that movie too.
Sorry?
Young John Cusack.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It was one young John Cusack.
Oh yeah, he played the geek.
Yeah,
the 2 geek. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Michael Shuffling, who played Jake Ryan, went on to be a carpenter. He just said, I'm done.
Hot. He's so hot. Oh.
He's like, I'm good. Yeah, I came, I left. I'm good. I'll make some.
And Harrison Ford started as a carpenter.
And see, an actor. There you go.
There you
go. There's something there.
What do you know?
Which one do you think would build you a better bookcase?
Jesus Christ.
I was just going to say, Lisa's back to Jesus.
I just said the same thing. That's great. Yeah, so 60 Candles, hell of a fucking film, fantastic soundtrack.
Oh,
we're frozen. Yeah, no, that happened.
I thought I was frozen.
Those lights above him finally abducted him.
Yeah.
There you go. So Anthony Michael Hall, I wound up meeting him at karaoke in New York City. I was singing Jackson Brown's "Somebody's Baby," and I hear someone screaming. I hear someone go, "Whoa, whoa!" He's screaming. I look over. It's Anthony Michael Hall, and so I walked up to him, and he goes, "Dude, if Jackson Brown was dead, he'd be rolling in his grave right now because you killed that song." and he went up buying me drink. We were friends for like a year. Good friends. Like we hung out all the time. And I haven't seen him in a while though. But he's a good dude, man. Funny as hell.
Hanging out with him a couple times. He lived in Playa del Rey or around there about for sure.
Yeah, that's where he lived. Yeah, Playa del Rey. Yep.
Yeah,
I was at his apartment.
Yeah, we lived right by him, so we get to hang with him. He was so cool. Yeah.
Oh, he was a great guy.
Is he on a show now?
He's always on something. Was he
doing the Stephen King?
Oh, the
series? Yes, he was. That was the Dead Zone.
Yeah.
Dead Zone.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah. That's when I knew him. That's when I was hanging out with him.
I think he aged kind of well.
What the hell, dude?
He did. I agree.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yes, now you are.
You're back.
You are indeed.
What the hell?
And you were frozen like this, like in this, like.
Was it a cool pose or was it awful?
No, it totally worked.
Was like.
Well, it was one of those poses where you're like, no, it was.
I got to tell you, I took this opportunity to turn off the AC because no interruptions.
Because you literally froze.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. See, this is why Jen
that AC does eat a lot of broadband.
Oh my god. Well, it is Net AC. It's Nest. Moving forward. Okay, let's get out of 16 Candles. I was going to say real quick. The studio did not like his unorthodox way of saying, "Nah, we don't need a score. I want fucking Britpop. I want this kind of shit. I want the actual music in the picture that I wrote to." And he had a struggle. And guess what? John Hughes was fucking right. Moving forward. Dude, this movie's badass as fuck. Hail is one of the best high school films of all time. It was a deep dive into characters of, just angst that teens were feeling at the time. Yes, it's stereotypical, and that's the beauty of it. They just took the, whatever you would see, whatever Cameron Crowe, I should say, almost would see in high school, like he did with Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Judd is a great guy, by the way.
Can I say one thing really quick?
You can say two things.
Okay. Stupid, worthless, no good, goddamn freeloading son of a bitch, retarded, big mouth, know-it-all asshole jerk. You forgot ugly, lazy, and disrespectful. Shut up, bitch. Go fix me a turkey pot pie. What about you, Dad? No, fuck you. No, Dad. What about you? Fuck you. No, Dad. What about you? Whoa! That's how many times I've seen that movie.
Nice.
I'm totally with you, Jen. In fact, I actually performed that in drama class at El Camino.
Did
That
you?
whole fucking bit.
God.
Yeah. Such a great piece of work.
Judd did a reading on my movie. I just texted him the other day. Good guy, great guy.
I will say this.
Genius.
Yeah.
I will say this. This is not going to get any better. He wrote this over 4th of July weekend.
Oh, dude.
What?
Yeah,
I hate him.
greenlit and then just shot. Boom.
I hate him.
Wow.
Yeah, and he had a very high shooting ratio, like
Yeah, like
1,500
500 a day. Yeah.
1,500 foot mags on the camera. Just, and there were moments where like, you know, like they're like Anthony Michael Hall getting stoned, that scene, and you can hear the mag was done, like the tape was going,
Wow.
and everybody knew it was done, but they're like, no, we're gonna watch Anthony Michael Hall just get stoned and fuck around for like 20 more minutes. But this movie is rad as fuck, and there's actually they shot this in a high school gym and they built the set there. So anytime you watch the movie, think the real set is in a gym. And it makes a lot of sense. And it's a beautiful structure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Look how young Anthony Michael Hall looks like right there.
oh yeah,
So young.
absolutely.
So talented. Let me tell you, that guy had me laughing. We were hanging out at the bar. He had a keychain, and it was a silhouette of a man and a woman, and he can make it look like they're having sex in all different positions. And he had me laughing my ass off. He's hysterical. He's still hysterical.
But
Anthony-
Dan, that sounds like anyone with a novelty keychain could make you laugh.
No, but the way he did it,
Hold on, wait.
it was like
Well, the way he did what? Hold it out.
John, it was the way he did.
no.
20
The way he
minutes
did-
and some novelty mugs. I'll have him on the floor.
No, but he was acting it out. He's like, oh, no, too close. I mean, it was, dude, I was dying. He was really good, funny.
I would
he's
pay to
hilarious.
see that.
Oh my god,
I heard
I'm
that
sure
was
he's
his,
still got
that
the
was-
keychain.
I
If
heard
you
that
meet him,
was his,
ask him for.
God bless. Moving forward,
I raped myself on that. Go ahead.
yeah, right. You got a keychain of that? Let us know. European Vacation. I was very fucking excited about this. I wasn't allowed to see it in the theater, which really pissed me off. And this was the newly PG-13 minted films. This is 85. Okay, and PG-13, as we talked about in the other episodes, was created because of Steven Spielberg's Gremlins and Temple of Doom, which were PG. So, dude, this is from the new crop, dude, PG-13 movies, which is like, oh, I was so excited to see it, even though it wasn't 13.
And that had nudity in it.
Yeah.
And it was PG-13, so that was a
Well,
surprise.
check it out. So I should have done this earlier, but there's the vacation standee. There's the European Vacation standee. Obviously, I'm a nerd fan. I like the fucking movies. Is European Vacation fantastic? No. Is the trailer great? Yes, it is. Okay. The trailer is very good. And that's what sold me. It is a good, enjoyable, batter film. But what's interesting about this movie is Dana Barron, the original Audrey Griswold, was cast in European
I was going
Vacation.
to ask you about that.
Yeah. So she was cast. She was ready to rock.
Because I didn't like that Audrey that much. She was kind of, I don't know.
God bless. I hear you. She since passed on.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, kind of earlier on.
She was great. God bless her.
Yeah. I think she was possibly a diabetic. She had some other conditions.
There was
going
something
on.
going on there.
Yeah, but here's what's fucked up. Okay, here's what's really fucked up. Again, original Audrey Griswold from the first Vacation was ready to go for European. I want to reiterate that. She was replaced by another actress named Dana Hill. Same name, Dana Hill. And why? It's because Anthony Michael Hall was doing another John Hughes movie. He was doing Weird Science at the time. So he chose not to do European Vacation, directed by Amy Heckerling. God bless her.
So they'd have two different kids.
So instead of having one different kid, which I would have been more down with, because at least you have some closer continuity, they're like, fuck it. Which I found probably very traumatizing. I mean,
I didn't like it at all. I was actually like,
it was a turn off.
For me, it's still a turn off. I'm like, different kids. That's so lame.
Like, I can appreciate the joke beyond that, but like, that was the first, like, oh, so at the end of the day, the studios made the decision, like, oh, well, if Michael Hall's not going to be in it, fucking just replace both kids. And she was like, again, ready to rock. And so that fucking probably affected her, not only her mental state, but her fucking career for a spell.
Danny, get her on the show. Let's find out how
And now I'll do
I'm pals with her. I can get her on, but
This is my favorite line from that movie. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament.
I can't get left. Yeah. So Weird Science. Let's fucking go to Weird Science, dude. Let's try to get a momentum here. So Weird Science.
Oh my god.
I mean, I could wax
Calm down.
elect for a fucking
Bill
ever on this.
Paxton as
No. The reason I said, "Oh my God," is because when Anthony Michael Hall got drunk in the black club, and he started talking like a black, he started talking like a black guy. He was brilliant. Oh my God, he was so funny. He was insane. He was so good.
Yeah,
God,
I mean, that's exactly why Hughes would let him just go on, regardless of capturing it or not, because it was just like, it's like candy.
It was
What happened to the
hysterical.
Wyatt kid, the other kid? Well, I haven't seen him in anything.
Well, that kid wasn't that good though. He wasn't. He wasn't that good.
He's no Michael Hall, but like I thought he's a little like, I don't want to disrespect the guy because this is part of my childhood, part of our childhood, I'm sure.
Right.
He just wasn't like
a little whiny, but like
X Factor.
yeah. No, but I that was his role. Yeah. I appreciated what he brought to the table, but I think he went off to do what he did. But he does conventions now.
Yeah.
He does conventions now. But I will say, like, and I was talking to Susanna on this. I wasn't sure I was going to bring it up, but I got the Blu-ray of Weird Science from Arrow, the company, and great Blu-ray, by the way, great features. But inside was a booklet that was apologizing almost for the existence of this film because of the objectification of women. Okay.
Oh, come on.
And I was reading through this. And I was trying to be neutral and diplomatic. And I was like, well, this is a 15-year-old boy's fantasy. It might not be everybody's slice of life. And at the end of the day,
fantasy. She was my fantasy.
Right?
Like,
Susanna, can you jump in?
Great. Like what?
Genevieve, you are awesome.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
She was so hot.
She was like objectify me. What?
I know.
Right?
I went out and actually bought a bathing suit just so I'd look like Kelly. She was hot.
I loved when she wore his shirt, the cropped shirt, and his underwear in that scene. I'm just like,
yes.
I still have my crop shirt upstairs.
Ooh.
Well, the thing is, this booklet was like apologizing for it and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, she's not real. Okay, she's not
Right.
It's supernatural, whatever the fuck, 15-year-old boy's fantasy.
Right.
And it's just like, it's just like, I just didn't get it. And it's just so like, take nature to court. I mean, that's what 15-year-old boys and girls think about. You didn't like what they think about.
Like chubby librarians or anything, or
sure.
Here's the other,
of course. I don't know, but yeah.
Here's the other thing about that. They didn't even have sex with her.
No.
She took control.
They mentioned that.
She took control and she made them, even though they wanted her and they were objectifying her, she made them not objectify women and made them understand what it is to really care about a woman. So screw whoever said that shit. Fuck that.
No, it was I actually was like almost floored enough. Not almost, because I actually did like an Amazon review and I'm like 3 stars. 5 for the fucking Blu-ray, 3 for the booklet. I mean, you guys dropped the book,
right?
Mark. But because again, it was so like, oh, I'm so sorry this exists, so on and so forth. Like I can like email you this. It's like it's almost like a joke.
Dude, but and then went on to marry Steven Seagal.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
who beat her? Who beat her? Right?
Didn't he beat her? Staten Island too.
Didn't he beat? He beat
yeah,
her,
of course, yeah.
My grandma Hilda was their nanny, and she said he was like a total dick to her all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's shocking.
I also telemarketed to him too.
I'm sure you did.
I expected that guy to
be. Joke. No joke. I got him on the phone and I go, "Is this the Steven Seagal?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm on the set. What's up?" I'm like, "Do you want to go to the LA Opera?"
Did you ever see? Did you ever see when he hosted SNL?
No,
but I now have to YouTube it, bro.
Oh, now I have to watch that.
I think that's the only way to watch it because I think they took it out of rotation.
Yeah,
but he's like, it's incredibly difficult to hear him a lot of the time, even though he's mic'd. He's just like.
Was this when he was lawman, or while he was like
throughout the whole episode?
Okay, so
yeah. Like 90s or 2000s or when?
Oh, it was 90s.
Okay.
Anthony, do you remember when? So my sister Anthony's partner in crime, she was studying kickboxing, right? And this guy was this major kickboxer, and Steven Seagal was talking trash to him constantly. Like, I can kick your ass. You're not that great of a fighter, kind of thing. He's like
Benny the Jet, maybe, or
Van Damme.
No, he's like his name's Gracie. He's like one of the best. Okay, and so finally they get on the mat together, and this Gracie guy choked Steven Seagal out in like 2 seconds, and he pissed and shit himself.
I heard about this. I heard about this.
Yeah,
I did.
and the guy he got up and he was like so embarrassed, and that was a moment.
The Gracie family is the family that started the Ultimate Fighting, and they have a whole like Brazilian Gracie jiu-jitsu.
They do Brazilian jiu-jitsu and their ground game they're known for and everything, and they have like dojos and everything.
You know who trains
jiu-jitsu when he's doing it, right?
That's right. You know who trains. You know who's trained with the Gracies for years?
Here we go.
Ed O'Neill.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ed O'Neill.
You're kidding me.
Ed O'Neill will take you down.
That's real trivia.
I just heard them on a great podcast because they go around teaching the police departments to not use guns, but to they're trying to teach more police departments jujitsu so that they can stop killing black people with guns.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
You piss yourself, you shit yourself. It's embarrassing, but you go home.
Maybe make police officers watch John Hughes films and chill out.
So I will say, at the end of the day, before we go to Pretty in Pink, the whole moral of Weird Science was get people to like you for who you are, not for what you want them to be.
Yes.
So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why anybody who disses that movie is an idiot. That movie.
Not many people diss it. Just those that they hire to write stupid booklets.
Just the movie people. Yeah, just the people who support the movie themselves, apparently.
Yeah,
right. In there.
Oh, I'm so sorry for this piece of work that we're going to make money off of. So sorry.
Yeah. Well,
like,
that's what corporations are doing now. They're pretending to be woke.
Because back then I was a teenager and I was watching that movie and I'm like, why aren't they having sex with her? And then you learn that she's trying to make them better.
No, she was like a father figure, mother figure. Their fantasies all rolled in one. I mean, you saw when they were making her, they fucking had the punk rock of Bon Jovi.
They got the cute girls at school.
Einstein.
Remember,
Sorry?
they got the cute girls from school at the end because they like figured out who they were.
Yeah. Suzanne Snyder and
the great Bill Paxton in that movie as
dude.
Oh my god,
he turned him into like a wet fart.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I could fucking talk about this movie for 2 hours and be like, you know what, this is a two-parter.
And then Suzanne's like, come on, like
it's so great. It's so great.
Bill Paxton was hysterical.
Oh, so good.
He stole the show.
Yeah.
The meanest older brother I think there ever was.
Yeah,
hands down.
So good.
I loved it when he came into the room and they're in the bed.
The shotgun.
And he whacks him on the head with a shotgun. Yeah. And the girl starts to talk and he whacks her on the head with a shotgun. I just started laughing. He hit it. The girl's like, ow. It's like, dude, it was.
Dude, I love when he opens the closet and the grandparents are in there and he's like,
hi, Nanny. Hi, Grampy. That close it.
That part's pretty funny, Danny, but it's no sexy keychain funny.
That's good. I will say this. Before we go on, in the scene where the kitchen's blue and Bill Paxton has, Anthony Michael Hall and Island Mitchell Smith all together in a line with their girlfriends, and he's like fucking military going back and forth, talking shit about how there's a party and how it's going to cost him. Yeah. And he's busting their balls. The camera angle is the backside of all the actors, Anthony Michael Hall and so on and so forth. And you can see the face of Bill Paxton. They are all laughing. You can see them doubling over from the behind because Paxton is so fucking funny in that scene. Yeah. So next time you watch it, look for that. They can't even keep it together. They can't keep it together.
I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, it's a little piece of trivia for you.
I was so sad when he died, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. I mean, it's just what a loss, but what a legacy. And I hear he was like the nicest guy.
Yeah, the nicest.
So Pretty in Pink. This movie is badass as shit. It discussed class clashes and class division, amongst just high schoolers, which was a real fucking problem.
Yeah,
it really was, and it's mortifying, and that's why I think John Hughes was cool because like he gave we talked about this earlier with Jen, he gave him a voice, and Pretty in Pink not only did it have a fucking incredible soundtrack, but he started working with different ensemble characters, John Cryer, James Spader, Andrew McCarthy, so on and so forth. What is it, Dean Stapleton?
Andrew McCarthy is the nicest person in real life.
Cool. I love it. Love to hear that.
like the nicest, coolest, down to earth, no ego. Like I honestly think John Cryer just collected these like really fucking cool people and was like, let's keep doing this. You know what I mean? Because like,
I will say this. I understand there's a bit of gossip amongst this film, and I'd like to get some hard intellect from Susanna. I think she's got some dishes to share. What do you got?
So according to dailynews.com and John Cryer's book, he says that Andrew McCarthy and Molly Ringwald did not like him because he was too brash and they were too reserved. They also said he was too effeminate for the role. And during 2.5 Men, they actually referenced his earring, saying that he was taking Molly Ringwald to a concert. It was kind of funny. So yeah, he says that they hated him.
Well, because he came from a theater background, right? New York theater background. They're more,
acting conservative. Like
I met John Cryer
TV.
when I was running my comedy show on the Upper West Side. He was very nice. He was walking by.
He could be my best friend, I'm sure, if he was too brash.
So in other words, he was perfect for the role of Ducky.
The friend zone ultimate.
Yeah,
that was the ultimate friend zone, dude.
And shout out to Annie Potts. She was fucking badass as shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's still
That's
badass.
Coolest fucking boss of a record store. I'm sorry, John Cusack. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know, but I'm not sorry to Jack Black because he'd be the coolest employee.
Right.
Yes.
High fidelity, or not? What's the other one?
High fidelity.
High
No, but
fidelity.
what's the other one?
Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another fun one. So yeah, this is this one I got to tell you. And here's the deal. I'm not going to wax intellect between what John Hughes executive produced or produced because they're so interchangeable. I don't want to nitpick. But this one he actually passed off to Howard Deutsch, the director, and Howard Deutsch went on to do a few other films for John Hughes. So John Hughes wrote this and produced this. The end.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna get through this. I swear, together, all of us. Yes.
I think that's the coolest. I think that picture right there is the coolest I've ever seen John Hughes.
This is officially our longest show, by the way.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yes, it is.
I will say, from what I understand, John Hughes would write a picture, it would get greenlit, and if he wasn't directing it, if he was producing or executive producing, he would show up to set for a day or two, and then get out of the director's hair and let them do their thing. And of course, he would, check dailies here and there, but he would just let them artistically kind of like breathe, which I think is a very cool choice.
So, like,
because he knows how it feels.
What's a movie he wrote and produced but didn't direct?
That one.
Pretty.
Well, actually, I think he executive produced that one because he felt very strong about his material, so he put money into it.
But
Great Outdoors is a good example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or Career Opportunities. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So that kind of shit. So moving on. This is the thing. This is the thing. Here we go. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is a big fucking.
Is this your favorite movie of all time?
This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I saw it in the theater. Phenomenal. Just blew my mind. Like as a teenager at the time, I remember walking out of the theater with my buddy Al Metcalf, and we're just like, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen. It was just so good.
I remember you saw it in the theater.
Yes.
So yes, in terms of it's very mood dependent for me in terms of Hughes movies. Like it's Mr. Mom's a favorite, Vacation's a favorite, whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, like Ferris Bueller gave everybody a license to like take the day off. As a viewer, and that's a big deal, I think. And it's funny because like I've seen over the years on social media or friends when they're like, oh, Ferris Bueller's really just like he's kind of an asshole, like blah 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 blah, fuck this guy, he's really rude. I'm like, well, I'm sorry that the never ending story nothing has taken over you, because like at the end of the day, like he's just saying pause in life, smell the roses a little bit, that's it. But it was important enough for me to get a tattoo that reads.
I was going to ask, yeah.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop look around once in a while, you can miss it at the end.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Ever. And it's in typewriting script font, Times New Roman 12. Which I like.
Thank you very much for that. That is correct. This movie he wrote over the weekend. Boom.
Oh, gosh. Stop saying that. You're making me so awful.
Crazy.
Yeah. So this movie had such chemistry. Alan Ruck and Matthew Broderick actually knew each other from theater. So they already had that. Yeah, they already had that friendship beforehand, which is why it works as like as a duo. Yeah. So they didn't like just meet on set like, hey, what's up? They knew each other, and that's exactly like something like this is just some fucking around.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the movie. There's a chemistry.
Dude, they were perfect together. They were perfect together.
It's one of the greatest romances of all time.
100% next to Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. Yes, you're absolutely right. For I Love You, Man.
Annie and Kevin.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But this movie, again, the soundtrack. I mean, I could say this for every John Hughes picture. The soundtrack's fantastic. And again, Hughes directed this one because he doubled down on this. He knew he wanted to do this. And it's interesting. I think there's a still image of Ferris jumping. Yeah. So we all remember this at the end where he's like trying to get home.
Trying to get home. Yeah.
So he hits a trampoline, jumps over the fence. Apparently they shot this out of sequence. They shot this in the middle of production and he rolled his ankle. Okay.
No way.
Yeah. So when we get to the parade sequence, which is at the end of the, at the end of the film, there were specific dance moves that he had choreographed with, I believe his name is Kenny Ortega, who went on to choreograph Dirty Dancing. Okay. So there was a bunch of spins and sorry?
Jennifer Grey's in this movie too.
100%. There you go. So there's a bunch of moves that he couldn't do, but we wouldn't know it as a viewer right now. Cause it all works. And the funny thing is they apparently snuck in a float for this actual German holiday parade in Chicago. And then they had to come back and do day 2 for pickups.
Damn.
And they just had a blast of they blasted out, we need 10,000 extras. So the city of Chicago showed up. And so there's obviously no VFX. When you watch some of the wide sequences with how many people showed up in the city of Chicago, it's like almost like overwhelming. It's incredible. Hell of a sequence.
People who show up, it's my sister and my cousin Kelly, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So let's move on.
I want to say one thing about Ferris really quick. Sorry, Suzanne.
No, this is more production stills from the movie. So yeah.
I was just gonna say Ed Rooney, dude. Worst villain, best like.
Oh yeah.
Abe
I met him on the subway.
Sausage king of the planet, not just Chicago.
Yeah, he's a pedophile, right?
I know. Yeah.
Oh, that's a downer.
Yeah,
well, that's what they say.
Well, no, he was convicted of having the material. Yes, and
he was a nice guy on the subway.
That's nice.
Who are we talking
You were
about?
also over 18.
Jeffrey Jones. Jeffrey
Jones, the principal.
Apparently,
he was
not
also
quite
the
as nice
king
with
in Amadeus. He was great in that too.
Yeah,
he was also.
That's like your dad's favorite film, I believe, Genevieve.
It is.
He was also great in The Devil's Advocate.
Oh yeah.
He
was the Greek lawyer guy. That's right. Oh yeah.
Dude, he was great. He was a great actor. I love the guy. It was so sad to hear about that.
Well, I mean, it's just like anybody who falls from victory. I mean, Bill Cosby. I mean, come on, dude. It's just like, ugh, really? Like you just eclipsed your art. God damn it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go into that because this is Johnny.
Why do they do that? Damn.
Yeah. So this is a hell of a piece of work. I want Jen to chime in on this if possible. This is one of his more mature teen films, I think.
Hard for me to even talk about this movie without getting choked up, to be honest.
I had a massive crush on Mary Stuart Masterson as a kid. So I was right there. I was like, "What are you doing, you fool!" Like as I was watching the film.
I was always a friend zone, so I totally I was.
Oh, nice.
The dude's friends, So that movie was hard to watch because I'm like, I'm her.
Well, this is another John Hughes production. Howard Deutsch, who did Pretty in Pink, directed this, and I gotta say that's why there's some differences in style for sure because these are different visual filmmakers.
The tone is different.
Yes.
That's lighthearted.
Yes, I feel like I can see that. I just feel like they're just almost polar opposite filmmakers doing the same thing. But of course, the material, the written material, is John Hughes. But
it's not a comedy, though.
Sorry,
it's not really a comedy.
No, it's like coming of age, if you will.
This is a movie that my 7th grade teacher forced us to watch in class.
You told me that earlier, but now you say forced, and I'll tell you right now.
Well, it was a class assignment.
I'm in the wrong schools back then.
It's like I was
to watch a
saying,
John Hughes movie.
San Diego County School
earlier.
District.
When you're in high school, it's prison. You got to watch, just like the high schoolers had to watch Danny and I in our AIDS play.
Yeah, because if it was optional, nobody would do it.
Right, exactly. You were forced to watch, but at least you were forced to watch a John Hughes movie. And
Anthony, we had to watch
an AIDS play.
Sorry,
John. We were great in that play.
We were no Mary Stuart Masterson.
We were phenomenal in that play.
Oh, that's fine.
I'd like to see Mary Stuart Masterson doing the AIDS play.
I understand that a lot of those high schools really requested you guys come in and do hepatitis next.
Nice. Fucking Kevin with the man. God bless. Every segment, I always take a moment to say, Kevin, I love you. Kevin, I love
The
you.
feeling is mutual.
Oh, God bless. I will say though, have you seen Mary Stuart Masterson's work in Fried Green Tomatoes? Come on now.
Yes,
Okay. So
I've seen it all. She's it.
she's the best. So moving forward, this is a big fucking deal right here. I think for all.
That's my absolute favorite of any movie he ever did.
100%.
That's the one
I
I've
agree.
seen the most.
I agree.
Okay, John, will you sing 3 coins in the fountain?
I
Each
don't
one
I would not.
seeking happiness.
Don't
Yeah.
blaspheme.
One of
the
my
movie.
favorite lines. One of my favorite lines in movie history. Those aren't 2 pillows.
Let's. We got a few photos here, I believe.
Kevin Bacon cameo in the beginning.
That's a she's having a baby cameo.
Yeah.
Fighting him for the cab. Fighting him for the cab.
Yeah.
So, because it actually came out roughly the same year. Actually, it was kind of a pre-universe thing. But we got a few photos for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles to go through. I got some stories here. But yeah, it's definitely the same character, definitely the same universe when they're struggling for a cab.
Yeah.
But in Planes, Trains, it's definitely, in my opinion, Hughes's biggest heart film.
Yeah. When you find out the wife is gone, I mean, can anybody, if you don't feel something in that moment, you have no soul.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Apparently, this was the highest shooting ratio that Hughes had ever done.
Wow.
There's actually, the initial cut was 3.5 hours, which exists in some vault and maybe Paramount. People are signing petitions to release it, so on and so forth. There's a screenplay out there that has all these huge, almost monologues before certain scenes we watch in the movie, the theatrical cut, start. So this scene right here, he talks forever before in the screenplay, before we actually see what the theatrical cut is, if that makes sense. In fact, you can go on YouTube, they do a deep dive and they do the screenplay before they show the actual theatrical cut. And it's just like, wow, that scene would have been so different. Like,
oh yeah.
He goes
into check that out. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
It's a hell of a piece on YouTube. Just Planes, Trains, and Automobiles behind the scenes. You can find it. It's like a 20-minute bit. But they had a hell of a fucking time apparently on the production. And this actually solidified like John Hughes and John Candy being best friends, like hands down. And it's a hell of a piece of work. And I cannot not make mention without saying there's going to be a remake with Kevin Hart and Will Smith.
What?
Yes. And here's the deal.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful, dude. I'm sorry.
I don't.
Why don't they just save the money and go piss on John Hughes' grave?
Right?
It's
Here's the deal.
Just like dig up John Candy's body and have him star in it.
Oh my
That's good.
god.
Well, check it out before we go to the next.
The heck.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Why?
here's the deal.
Why?
There was already a
I was
remake.
feeling so good.
There was already a remake of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Do you know that?
No.
It was called Due Date. Todd Phillips film.
Due date.
Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr.
That doesn't sound anything like it though.
It's exactly it.
No, it wasn't though, because he's trying to get
100% Todd Phillips says my love letter to John Hughes, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is my film Due Date. On record.
Yeah, but I know, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
But he's
even
not. But
close
he
to-
wasn't. It wasn't like an official remake.
No,
Right.
it wasn't an official remake. It was a love letter. I'm saying
Right.
it has been love lettered remade. Okay?
Here's what I remember about Due Date, which was only from the trailer because I didn't see the movie.
I saw
That's the first time we saw this gag that was then copied a billion times, which is the two dudes are playing either
Polar
basketball or something, and one of them is gross and doesn't have a shirt on, and they in slow motion the face slaps against the fucking
Along
belly.
Came Polly was the other one.
Yeah,
Along Came
they
Polly.
did it in like 15 other movies. They did the same exact fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think at least Todd Phillips created it. I think.
Well, Along Came Polly created that because he came before D-Day.
Oh, so Todd Phillips ripped it off.
Or he just wanted to have that scene.
Or they're all playing some games together. And
yeah. But anyway,
or it just happened and they're like, keep it.
My point is, that was his love letter to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and he had the decency not to call it Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Okay, because at the end of the day, the whole story that John Hughes probably banged out in like 2 hours was based on his own experience. He was delayed 4 days, and he had to fucking go through these methods to get home. And he's like, "Well, this is a fucking movie. I'm going to write this shit," and he did.
Yeah.
So this new movie with Kevin Hart and Will Smith. I mean, Kevin Hart's a comedic genius. I like Will Smith. It's going to work, I'm sure, on a level of comedy.
You remember when Ted Turner
took the same though? Sorry.
Remember when Ted Turner took black and white movies and colorized them?
Sure.
Isn't that what's happening with old movies again? Except it's literally putting people of color in them.
Yeah.
Which I would find that insulting if I was a person of color. I would rather have an original movie.
I mean,
I've talked
here's
to
the
some
deal.
of my friends of color about this very thing, and they actually find it kind of annoying and like they're like, let's create some new content.
I would.
About our lives, you know.
Exactly.
Well, here's the deal. There's
Let's talk about it all white panel.
Right.
I'm Sicilian. No.
But
you identify as.
My husband just pulled up in the driveway and he's half Armenian. He likes to pull out that card now all the time.
Get him to stand in the background during this conversation.
Oh, he will. He will. For 5 seconds, then he'll depart. Yeah, I'd be like,
let's move on, please.
I'm in the driveway. Can I come in?
But I will say this. I will say this though. I don't know. You know, whatever the remake's going to be, it's going to be, and whatever the fuck, you know, like it's just not. It's not going to be the same because it did not come from. It's going to have sight gags. It might be enjoyable. It might be like Coming to America 2, which is just like something you watch and you're like, all right. But I mean, come on.
Not going to hold a candle or 16 to the original.
No. And there's a reason why Planes, Trains, and Automobiles makes fucking money every Thanksgiving digitally. It makes hand over fucking fist cash.
Because it makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good. It's well made. There's a timeless quality to it, even though it's like, you know, it's obviously from the late 80s, but it's beautiful. And
Kevin Hart's funny, but
works.
he's not John Candy.
Sorry?
Kevin Hart's funny, but he's not John Candy.
What's happening over there, Susanna?
Fact.
Moving forward. We got to get through this. Come on. So this is a personal film.
This is 2.5 hours.
Great.
I think we can skip this one.
Yeah, no, it's a good film. What's interesting is
it's not, Anthony.
Hey, I will say, no, it's a good flick. It's a good flick.
This is the best birth control movie.
Yeah, it is.
ever.
I think it's well done. It's not like something I throw on yearly or even bi-yearly. Maybe every decade. I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna fold some laundry.
This is something you play for your teenagers on repeat.
Well, what's interesting about this? Sorry.
Why don't you tell them about your birth announcement?
Oh yeah.
By the way, for people who are watching this, she's having a baby. Or who are listening.
Thank you, Spotify. All right. So check it out. So what's interesting about this is when you're watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Steve Martin calls his wife, and she's in bed, and the TV's on, and she's talking on the phone. You can hear on the TV she's having a baby. You can hear it playing. So this movie actually came before. We had the graphics got order, but this movie actually came before Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Hence why Kevin Bacon did a cameo as himself from She's Having a Baby. Moving forward. Boom. Great Outdoors, dude. Great Out fucking Doors. Check this shit out, dude. Boom. That's actually a three-dimensional standee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's fun as shit. This movie has no mean bones in its body, except for Roman, a.k.a. Dan Aykroyd. But that's why we love this movie. Annette Bening's fun as shit. And Howard Deutsch fucking shot this. The guy who did Some Kind of Wonderful and Pretty in Pink. So another John Hughes banged out script of his family adventures, more or less. Anybody have any memories of this?
I loved it.
I remember not loving that as much as I wanted to. But
I love the bear scene.
That's true. That's true. I thought it was going to be better. You're right. But it was still funny.
I'll always come to me when you want to remember how you felt, Dan. I'll set you straight.
Oh, shit.
Jen, anything?
You want to know honestly what I was literally in love with Dan Aykroyd for many years, and it was like hard to see him be, because like to me he's like, you know, Ghostbuster, endearing, all these things, and this movie was such a dick, you know.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah.
And it's like that's not Dan Aykroyd to me. Dan Aykroyd's like the bumbling, like sweet guy, you know. So that kind of bummed me out.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough, the cabin that they stay in is still standing, and it's on the Universal Studios tram tour.
Yeah, I love it. It's still there, hanging on. Yeah.
And they always make mention of it, like it's this huge thing. And I feel like the generation now is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" What is that?
Dude, that's so weird that you said that, because the last time I went on the Universal lot tour, I swear half the people were like, what? Yeah. Like every movie that I was like the best movie ever. They're like, what's that? Like,
I just think they haven't gotten around to like build another cabin that's like mainstream production. Hopefully they don't get rid of it, but I don't know. Maybe Great Outdoors too.
Are they redoing with like Martin Lawrence and like Shaq or something? I don't know.
I'll watch it. I mean, how about Grown Ups 3 in that fucking cabin? Grown Ups 3. Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. The end. Kevin James makes an appearance. I got nothing. Anyway, moving forward. Uncle Buck's the fucking shit. Who doesn't love Uncle Buck? This has a lot of heart in it too.
Yeah.
They turned this into a TV show too, didn't they?
They did. They did with another comic, and it lasted for 5 minutes.
The guy from the British stripper movie.
Paul Monty?
Paul Monty. Yeah, it was one of those guys.
Well, they've actually, I think they remade it with, could be wrong, maybe Mike Epps. I think they did. It's been remade twice into a TV show.
Jesus.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is John Hughes writing, directing, producing, hanging out with his friend John Candy. This started his Macaulay Culkin collaboration, okay, which is a huge fucking deal.
Yeah, big one.
Yeah. I actually used to know as a kid Gabby Hoffman, who plays Maisie right there in the little corner. Yeah, she was cool shit.
Some stuff like Traveling Pants and stuff, right?
I don't know. Was she in that? I know she was in 200 Cigarettes and a bunch of other films. She definitely still. I think she was in Girls. Judd Apatow's Girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, she totally still is doing her thing. But this movie's badass. It's totally fun. Like I remember as a kid, I was like, "Holy fuck, this movie's rad." And whoever the fuck this Macaulay Culkin kid is, that's where it's at.
He's got the X factor.
100%.
Whenever it's on, I watch this movie, and I make anybody near me watch it. I love this movie.
It's a fun flick.
Yeah.
So we'll just move forward because we got a few more to get through. Christmas 59 became this. Boom.
Yep.
And this is an interesting story real quick. Chris Columbus was initially, and actually this broke news recently. Chris Columbus was initially slated to direct this, but he and Chase didn't get along for whatever reason. And he declined to do it. And I think it was Jeremiah Chekiet is his name, the director who took over this. He was a commercial director who did a hell of a fucking job.
Yeah.
Chris Columbus decided not to do it. And not knowing what his next job was going to be.
I heard they just took away his holiday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's good.
I had to say it.
It's very good. Very good. Hold on. Since we're clearly running the clock, I can.
It's one joke, for God's sakes.
It's Indigenous People Day, Danny.
I know.
Damn it, Danny. So Chris Columbus had no idea what his next job was going to be, and it became
Discovering America. Sorry.
Come say hi really quick. Hold on, my husband's going to say hi really quick. No, he's on the call.
Just another 45 minutes till the end of the show.
He's got plenty of time to join us.
You're just wondering what I'm doing.
Christmas Vacation was shot at the Warner Backlot. The entire cul-de-sac is the Warner Backlot studio. Heads up. And I think it totally works. It makes a lot of fucking money every year, video on demand, and streaming rentals, whatever the fuck. And I would say, I hate to say this, it's probably the best Vacation, even though my heart is with the original Vacation. European is a fun experiment, if you will. Vegas is just something completely different. And the Vacation 2015 is a tumor. So,
I agree with you. I think
even
this
if I
is
like
the
all
best
involved. Yeah.
This is the best one.
Moving forward, let's get out of this. Boom, Home Alone, dude. So this is Chris Columbus's fucking feature, dude. So he did Adventures of Babysitting. He went on to do Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's a good movie.
Which one? All of them?
Babysitting.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see. There's a little Adventures of Babysitting right there.
Oh,
see
yeah.
above the Vacation? Boom.
Nice.
A little shout out to Chris Columbus. And he fucking wrote Gremlins, dude.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking beast. Went on to Harry Potter and so on and so forth. But this movie was huge. I don't know how to tell you that.
Like the biggest, right?
It is the
One of the
biggest.
highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah, 100%. So let's just steamroll forward.
My buddy, my buddy Devin
Let's go back.
Rattray is in that. My buddy Devin Rattray was Buzz.
Yeah.
And when my screenplay got parodied by 30 Rock, we did a video about me finding out about it, and he was ripping on me in the video. And we had Vinny Vella, we had a lot of people who've been in a bunch of movies just making fun of that whole thing. So I just wanted to shout out to Devin Rattray. He's a fucking great guy, great actor.
Get him on the show.
I will. I'll get him on here.
Cool. So, I mean, this movie's badass. So moving forward, the Hughes Empire is continuing. He wrote this. He produced it. He did not direct it. They actually shot this in Gwinnett County in a Target. Yeah, in a Target.
You told me that. Yeah.
Funny.
That became a Baptist church. Because once I found out, I'm like, oh my gosh, because I'm in Georgia now.
I need to buy that Target for my basement.
I'll buy that Target. Buy that Target.
Sorry.
I mean, I want to. Hey, thinking it's free, I'll think it. But fuck.
Jennifer Connelly. Before
we get to that, I'm thinking about buying that Target set. Anyway, the point is, it became a Baptist church. So it's like, I still want to visit the Baptist church. But so they shot it in Georgia in like 1990. And John Candy has a little cameo in here. He's the hiring guy that Frank Whaley comes in. And this movie's actually kind of good. And there's a lot of it that I want to love and I semi-love. But it gets kind of muddled with this bumbling burglar, little madcap caper thing at the end, and the end is absolutely fucking rushed. Which it feels like the audience is cheated, in my opinion. Yeah. But there's moments of brilliance, if I may say. I don't know if y'all have seen this one or we've seen it recently.
No,
not recently. No,
it's worth a revisit. Everything I'm saying is like pretty fucking on point. Especially the ending when it's so
hard
fucking.
It's hard to deal with the fact that it was 30 years ago, Anthony.
Right.
That's really hard for me. Like,
okay, we should start off
it when it came out, and I'm like, I looked at the date right now, and I'm like, that was 30 years ago when I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's an unfortunate side effect of not dying.
He has he has a kid my son's age, the lead in that, and we had the same pediatrician. Yeah, and so we would see each other at the pediatrician occasionally. Nice guy.
Good shit.
This is terrible. This movie.
There you go. See, you're not wrong. You're not wrong if that's how you feel.
Awful. Anyone else? Anyone else see it?
Yes. It wasn't my favorite.
I agree with you,
Anthony.
I
agree with you.
I actually enjoyed it. I saw it in the theater. I was probably age appropriate. I don't know.
I don't think it was.
I didn't hate it. That's Ethan Randall, aka Ethan Embry.
Yep.
Right there. Ed O'Neill, of course, who knows jujitsu. Yeah.
No.
So, and Joe Beth Williams is in this movie. Shout out to her. I didn't hate it because, there's some slapstick shit and so on and so forth. It's a road movie. Is it his best? No. Is it worthwhile? If you're folding laundry. That's my opinion.
I wanted you to say, is it his second best? Also, no.
Oh, see, that's where you were. Damn it! I should have seeked out you. We got this is another production of John Hughes, Chris Columbus film.
Never seen it.
Never saw that either.
Oh yeah, check it out. Maureen O'Hara, Catherine O'Hara's mom.
Oh yeah, no, this
Anthony
is good.
Quinn,
I remember this.
Ali Sheedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. John Candy, of course.
The log line's pretty bad. Before he can tie the knot, he has to untie the apron string. It's like pretty bad.
That's his mom. He has an overbearing mom.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't want to see that movie for any reason.
You should check it out. I think you would enjoy it.
It's not the cinematic. It's not the cinematic tour de force that "Stop or My Mom Will Shoot" is. But in a pinch, in a pinch.
That's part of his work.
Train.
Part of his work. Let's move forward. This is the last thing he's ever directed.
Wow.
John Hughes.
Oh, that's a terrible way to go out.
Wow.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It was cute.
Because with that movie, he died twice.
Yeah.
Because that died in the box office.
It
And
kind
then
of
he
looks like
died.
young John Hughes right there.
So
she looks like one of those Garbage Pail Kids that were so big back then.
Yeah.
You remember those?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Who are you talking to?
That's where Garbage Pail Kids is where Cabbage Patch Kids started. It was one of the series of cards, I believe.
Yep.
That's an accurate statement, sir.
Kevin still has one.
Probably not worth mentioning, but it's accurate.
So I will say, is this movie fantastic? No. Does it have moments? Yes. Is it cute? It is. Is it family style? 100%.
I learned that John Belushi had a brother when that movie came out.
Oh wow. Okay, fair. There you go.
That's about it.
Oh,
That's helpful.
He's one of the leads in it, right?
James is the dude, the main guy. Right?
The end. Moving forward.
Yeah.
Here we go. So he was on a production rampage. Boom. So he wrote this film, Beethoven. Okay. But for whatever reason, was not a fan of how it turned out or whatever the fuck or who was involved. So he's like, fuck it. I don't want to be billed for this. Call me Edmond Dantes from fucking Count of Monte Cristo. Boom. So he's billed as Edmond Dantes on Count of Monte Cristo right there. Boom. Beethoven.
I like that.
I enjoyed that movie, but
Yeah, you did.
My mom named 3 dogs after Beethoven.
There you go. So it works. So clearly he was on to the family thing. And this is the family segment. This is the family
His
segment
goal
of
is
John
to
Hughes.
get people to name their dogs Beethoven.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole through line of Amadeus films. He's like, fuck the cats, fuck the cats. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, so boom, he's like, yeah, I'll start fucking writing some shit here and there between big pictures. Okay, because he was, a hot fucking item. But for whatever reason, he's like, I'm going to use a fucking alias on this one. Boom. Moving forward. Yeah, this is a fucking huge one. Okay.
this was better than the first one. It was better.
If that's how you feel, again, you're not wrong. I think the first one is the better one. I feel this one
was
is the more
funnier.
cartoony one.
This was funnier. Way funnier.
Yeah,
than the first one.
he basically fucking murders. He kind of fucks them up in the first, but he murders them in the second.
Yeah.
It should be called homicide alone. Okay.
Dude.
Yeah.
When
it's
he
a
put the
cartoon.
spider, when he put the tarantula on his face. and
That's the
he's like,
first one.
"Ah!"
That's the first one.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah. See,
okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
No,
First
but
one's
this
better.
one, but this one was definitely funnier. I remember my son and I, because my son was young and we watched both, and this is the one he always wanted to watch, and I agreed with him. This was funnier than the first one by far. The first one was more genuine. It was more.
I think it's
it was
timeless.
more.
This one took more risks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just funnier. It was funnier. That's why we liked it better.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna maximize this. Too late into 4 minutes. The rest of John Hughes' fucking filmography because it's getting late. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost 3 hours now.
That's great. So here we go. This is where he just started producing and writing. Okay. And sometimes just writing and saying, fuck you, here you go. I almost like that style. Here you go, fuck yourself. Dennis the Menace. I gotta say, this little fucking kid, Mason Gamble, is fucking awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. It's not fantastic, but I think it's directed by Nick Castle. who was the fucking I think he directed Last Starfighter.
No.
Hello. And he was also the original fucking Michael Myers in John Carpenter's fucking Halloween.
Wow.
Nick fucking Castle. Right fucking
Wow.
there. Boom. He goes on to fucking do Dennis the Menace. And dude, shout out to fucking Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
Okay. So this movie's actually fucking hilarious because this fucking little fuck, pardon my language, right there, who almost looks like my kid.
We're now explicit.
Greg, come on.
We've been
Yeah.
explicit.
You have trigger warnings. This little fuck. How he did not have a heart attack the first act, I have no idea. I have no idea. But this movie is actually not bad. It's actually shot pretty well. Christopher
My
Lloyd.
kids really like it.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd's in it. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And in fact, we were watching it with our kids, and I was like, oh, Christopher Lloyd's kind of spooky. I don't know. Might be a little too soon. Anyway, that's what John Hughes was up to. Baby's Day Out.
Yeah, that was so weird when that came out because that was a Warner Brothers short cartoon in 1942. Basically,
God bless you.
That they
Wow,
made.
love it.
That they made into a feature live action. Crazy.
Yeah, well, this is kind of I mean, Hollywood's cyclical, as you know, like Money Pit is Mr. Blanding's builds its dream house and so on and so forth. Like they always reboot it and so on and so forth. But I feel like this was like started the fucking rolling ball into the 2000s and where we are now. This movie's actually shot pretty well. It's not fantastic. It's enjoyable, kind of, but it's kind of forgettable too. So it is what it is. On to the next one. Boom, another remake. The end. Boom, boom, another remake.
The
Boom.
remake
He's
right
just
now.
writing these. Boom,
Remake.
another remake.
Remade.
Yeah. We'll stop there for a second.
Oh God, this was horrible. This movie was so bad. Oh my God, I hated it.
I will say it is poor. I actually read the script and I'm like, it's actually not terrible for something that's the studio's asking him to drudge along. And the funny thing is the mom, who's a redhead, is kind of filling in for Catherine O'Hara. She was actually the Jake Ryan's girlfriend in 16 Candles.
Oh wow.
Oh.
She was also in Gremlins
Wait,
too.
the blonde, the one with the purple dress, sweater.
Sorry?
The one
they cut her hair.
No
Yeah,
way.
they cut her hair.
That's
Yeah.
her. Yeah, she was also in Gremlins too.
I don't know. It's like when I look at that cover, it's everything I hate about sequels.
Well, I want to say the tagline should
mugging, I was gonna say the mugging in this was so bad. It was so over the top. It was so terrible. It was horrible.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
You're again. That's how you feel. I'm not saying this movie's fucking great. It's not. It's a piece of shit.
Home Alone 3. We'll take your money, but we are out of ideas.
No. I gotta say the whole like RC car like secret chip fucking government bullshit. I was like, a little war games nod. It's not terrible. Like they didn't phone it in too much.
I don't know.
It's a bad movie. I'm not defending this. I'm not going to say French Stewart in Part 4 is awesome. Check it out. So let it go. I'm just saying, it's what he did. Moving forward, we're going to get through this. I swear. Dude, fucking reached the rock. So he started doing independent productions. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, I'm fucking out of this. And actually neglected to say the Flubber and 101 Dalmatians and so on and so forth. That was after John Candy died. So John Hughes actually, he felt, in his opinion, that Hollywood killed his friend. Hollywood overworked a dude at that size, overworked him, and he felt, fuck this, I'm done with this machine. So he started scaling back to only writing, and that's why he was doing the Edmond Dantes thing and, whatever the fuck. And he wanted to focus on his family. He didn't want his kids to lose sight on what's truly important and what real happiness is. And so he started doing, this kind of shit. So Reach the Rock is actually when he actually pulled away from Hollywood, and he actually owned a farm, like a functional farm in North Illinois. So he became a farmer. And in the meantime, he would, yeah. So he would help independent features here and there along the way. And there you go. So what else we got? Yeah, this is a remake of a French film. It's not good.
Right. I saw this. I realized right when I started watching it that I've seen the French version and it was way better. and I don't even speak French.
No, there you go.
Christina Applegate.
There you go. Moving forward. So his son, I believe, wrote this, and so he naturally produced it. And
Never even heard of it.
yeah,
No,
I can get it on eBay for 99 cents. I'm going to get it. So that's John Hughes right there, as you can see.
And his son.
And his son right there, and the director. I have not seen it. I've read reviews. The reviews are not favorable, but hey, whatever the fuck. He's supporting his son. Great.
It's got to be hard to be a son of a legend, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. So moving forward, what do we got? He fucking wrote Made in Manhattan. A lot of people
never knew that.
Most people know that. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah, that's
Because he's credited as Edmond Dantes in that shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes
Keep
sense.
going. Keep going. He wrote that shit. Nobody knows that.
What?
I knew that one.
There you go.
There
That's
he
John Hughes. He was on a walk in New York City to visit his son. I think it was August 6, 2009, and he had a heart attack, died on the street alone.
Oh,
The end. Sorry to put it on a bummer note.
no, that's
Thanks for going through this whole, filmography with me. I've never seen it done personally on YouTube. I don't know if this is the right one for anybody to ever watch. I'm sorry, but it was just. I've never collectively seen his works just like in one,
Right.
discussed. It's always like, oh, this movie's great or that movie's great. So,
All right. Well, listen, I want you guys to, if you want to hang out for the after party, that's cool. I want to thank everybody for watching the show.
I'm going to
please
bed.
Please check out the bottom. Anchor.fm/the Danny McDermott Show /support. If you guys want to support the show, we greatly appreciate that. This is episode 35 or something like that. So, we're beginning amazing guests. John, thank you for coming back.
thank you for being
I have a
patient.
PS.
We're definitely going to have you back. Genevieve, you're amazing guest.
absolutely.
I'm
Wonderful.
seriously, you were awesome. Thank
I
you.
really, really like you guys.
We're gonna definitely have you back. No, you're amazing. You had me laughing. Very funny. I'm glad you're on. Guys, thank you so
I
much.
have a PS.
I don't know what that means. I think we've got enough. I think we've got
You
enough
need the
PSs.
PS. You need the PS.
I need
You
the
need the PS.
I need the P for sure.
We're going on 3 hours now.
John Hughes wrote
Okay.
Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, let's talk about that at the after party.
No, that needs to be told.
Thank
He
you
wrote it
guys.
and sold it.
All right, thank you guys so much, John
does
and
nothing for
Genevieve.
you?
Feel free to hang out. We're
Really?
just gonna have drinks and
I'm
hang out.
going to take off.
You can fake
But I'll
like,
talk to you
wow,
later.
wow.
All right, John, I will talk to you later. Genevieve,
Great
hang
to
out.
see all you guys.
Thank you guys.
so much.
Pleasure.
Roll the credits.
Nope.